Guys, it's your pontiff. How are you? Archibald Chesterfield III, AC3. Guys, what is happening in the watch front? I gotta tell you, there's a lot of news happening there. A lot of news. Firstly, Blue Shirt Buddha, $2. It's Tuesday Night Live with the pontiff. Thank you, Blue Shirt Buddha. We got Jamie Opulence in the house. Hello, Jamie. We got the bear. Arr! We got the bear. We have got LA Meth Witch. Hello. We have got heaps of people. Please upvote and super chat. That's from the bear. It's all going really well today. It's all going well. Let's put the link and let's get the crew on. Let's get the crew. Let's get this show on the road. We've got so much to discuss today. I was shocked, absolutely shocked when my email, my WhatsApp was swamped with Reddits. Yeah, I love Reddits. I love them. We got the Drew Peacock in the house as well. We got I don't understand this guy. He told me he can't make it tonight. He said to me he can't make it tonight, and here he is. What the hell happened? I thought, what happened, Dis?
I'm sorry, I had a bad day. I got a new tattoo and
Why did you get a tattoo? You know you can't be buried in a Jewish cemetery if you get a tattoo.
no shit. No
Yeah.
shit, man. I have no fucking idea.
Yeah, you're Jewish, but
Yeah, I am. אני יהודי.
yeah. What sort of tattoo did you get?
Oh, of my favorite band, Kraftwerk. Wait, I'll show you.
Oh, that looks cool.
Thank you.
That looks good. It's actually semi-decent.
Thank you.
How come it's not swollen? Normally tattoos go really swollen, don't they?
Because I used some lotion on it.
Okay.
Thank you.
William Money, $20. Been missing for a few months, but I'm glad to be back. I was on vacation. Thank you.
William, you have a great avatar. It's from the Unforgiven. It's Clint Eastwood. Pooh.
Eastwood.
Yeah, the OG, man.
And we got Ben Z, $2. Where does that intro come from? Shout out to Bear. Yeah, that's from Soft. It's actually a guy who gets 60s music and he puts it with 60s and 70s videos. It's pretty cool. It's just amazing. Soft tempo. And he's also got another channel called Jerry's Place. I love that kind of lounge lizard music. I love the lounge lizard music. Very quickly, I just want to show you something that I've been swamped with. If I don't mention this, there'll be trouble. And there was a very interesting Reddit. You into Reddit or not really?
I have
Yeah,
a
the problem with Reddit I find is I could spend weeks there. I just get lost. Here we go. Already got banned from the Rolex forum for soliciting. Here we go. Look at that. How did that happen? I never. We'll upvote that. Oh, we got to log on with Google. Shit, I hate this. Log on with Google. I hate this stuff. Why does it want me to... shit. It's getting too complicated now. Yeah, so we've got Bobby Google. He's got his own Reddit post here. And what does it say? Yes. We've got another... Who's trying to get on here? Hang on. Hang on there. Let's have a look. Who's trying... Oh, we got ABC. ABC, man. How are you?
The guy from EastEnders.
ABC. 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 Hello. Hello, ABC. What's wrong?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you
Can you
hear
hear me?
us? Yeah, I can hear you. Yes, yes,
I can
yes.
perfectly. Hey, Dis,
Can you hear
how's it
me?
going? Yeah,
Yeah.
I can hear you.
I got to talk to you about something in a minute, actually.
Go on.
LC, $2. Pugsley and Fugly equals Fugsley. Fugsley. That's Marco's new name. Fugsley. Okie dokie. Showcase watches $1, £1.80. Loving the great white disc. Congrats, man.
I have a
Yeah.
new watch. Archie.
Yeah, I know. So did you get rid of the thing that annoys me is I thought we said not to get rid of the titanium one.
I did not. I traded the FOIS for it. First to make
Oh no!
Ooh.
Oh my god!
Okay.
Oh my god! You traded the first Omega in space? Are you insane?
No, why?
Have you got brain damage?
From the weight, maybe.
Okay, let's just talk to Timely Behavior. Come on, Timely.
Morning.
That is it. He got rid of his first Omega in space,
Good time.
Speedmaster,
You get what?
a Seamaster.
Yeah, no. I would have kept.
No, don't do
I would have
that.
kept the. As lovely as the Seamaster is, no, I would have kept the. Sorry, this.
Because it's discontinued?
My
Why?
God,
Why?
guys.
Why?
Pardon the pun.
Just very quickly there, now that we've hit an all-time low, by the way, guys, Artem is going to spill his guts about Marco very soon. End of September, we got some juicy goss. Apparently, the big donors that he butted and sucked up to, he was asking them for private donations. Okay, now let me tell you this, guys. Some people have been really hard on me, and they've said, oh, you're welcoming Artem back on the stream. Well, hang on. When I do an interview, it ain't going to be like a Paul Thorpe interview. It ain't going to be like Timepiece Gentleman came on. I am going to be asking the hard questions. The embarrassing, the really nasty. There is going to be no community after my questions get asked. Let me say that. I want to hear about the
Let's be honest.
backstabbing.
You haven't been known too much for constraint, have you?
You know, I got to tell you now, I'm very happy to have ABC on the line here.
Have you seen?
ABC.
Pleasure.
Oh,
Pleasure.
we got the peacock as well. Hey, Drew, how are you, man?
Hey, fuckboy. Hey.
How we doing?
Hey, that's not very polite, Dis.
I'm
Bit
sorry.
polite. You don't just refer to somebody like that, man.
That was
That's
I
disrespectful.
didn't hear him. What did he say?
that's disrespect. Don't even. I'm not even going to tell you, Drew,
Yes, what did
because
he
it's
say?
just. He said it's our fuck boy. I thought, Dis. That's
I mean, he ain't
not-
lying.
yeah, but it's not really polite. We don't really refer to people like pieces of meat.
Thank you, Archie. Watch your mouth.
Yeah. Just watch it, man. Guys, I want to share a tale of woe. Can I tell you a story of woe?
Yeah, it's just Oscar.
Yeah, I know.
We've been for this for the.
Okay,
Yeah,
a
go
good
on.
friend of mine, right? He was searching. He deals in watch parts,
Yeah.
and anyhow, he got a deal on sort of a Daytona, but it was missing some bits. Okay, and he sent the money there via PayPal, friends and family. And then the guy's in England, and he's sort of saying, I'm not going to send. He kept asking for more money, more money, more money. And then this guy said, shit, I've been scammed. So I was going to ask ABC, what do you do if you've been scammed? This guy is apparently in the UK. What should you be doing to get your money back? What can you do?
Who's he been scammed by?
He's been scammed by a guy in the UK.
Oh,
Now, he sent the money to his PayPal as a friends and family, so
Ah,
it must be his real name. You can't really set it up with a fake name, right?
legally, police won't do anything. I
Why's
doubt
that?
they'll do anything. Just given what Paul Thorpe has talked about from actual crimes that have occurred, violent
Okay, but-
crimes,
Okay,
they'll
if
probably
you've
see
got
this
the
as a
guy's
civil
address,
matter.
okay. If you've got, I tell you this now, I'm a huge UK. Can't pay, we'll take it away. I'm going to get the bailiffs in. I want the sheriffs in. The sheriffs. Where do we get these sheriffs?
Okay, in that case, one ultimately boils down to who's going to go to court and who's going to pay all the lawyers' fees.
Well, but to get
So-
the sheriffs, it doesn't cost county court judgment. I want to get a county court judgment against him. It's not
yeah,
me.
so that's a civil case that you have to file, I
Yep.
imagine, and then
Yeah.
pay your solicitors to communicate with the lawyers of whoever and just do like a small claims case.
Yep. And then you get the bailiffs out there.
That's when you bring it, yeah, then you can expedite that through the High Court as well.
Yeah.
Then they really
Just a quick
screw
question, though.
the plaintiff.
If someone was going to scam someone else, right?
Yeah.
How does this guy have the address of where he lives? Wouldn't it be a fake address? I mean, if I was going to
PayPal
scam
have
someone, I wouldn't be
confirmed
giving.
addresses. Don't PayPal have confirmed addresses?
Well, he did supply an address because he was trying to get a wire out of this guy, but the guy ended up sending it via PayPal. And when I do a search on this guy, his name comes up with 2 registered companies. He's got 2 small companies.
Okay.
And I'm trying to help my friend get his money back.
You're a good friend, Arch.
It's
Mm.
not
gonna be
looking
hard.
good. Well, yeah, yes and no. I like that. Can't pay, we'll take it away. I like that series. You know, I want to get
Another-
those guys
another-
down.
Another scam that I saw a while back was someone would buy a watch on eBay, and they would get the watch, swap
Yeah.
the movement out with a crappier movement,
And
say,
send it back.
what the hell is this thing that you've sold me? Send it back, get their money back, and then they've got a fresh movement.
Get that. They would say the watch you sold me is garbage. I want to
Like,
send it
"Dad,
back.
What's this?
Put a paper
Yeah.
weight, and that way,
Yes.
as proof of postage,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
say it goes by weight of the parcel that you send. People have been screwed
Hey,
that way as
JJ, how are you? Hey,
Arch, I
JJ.
hate to break it to you, but your friend is screwed. Your friend is screwed, Arch.
Okay.
well. I can't see
Can you hear
much
me?
of a way forward.
Yeah, we can hear you.
You can't pay friends and family. That's designed for gifts. He's gonna lose automatically. You can't be a cheapo. You got to pay the 3% and pay it regular. Don't pay friends and family.
Yeah, I agree.
He's gonna get.
Don't even.
That's why he don't have an
Don't
address. They
even.
only give you the
Don't
name
even
when
tell me. Don't even tell me. There's more red flags than a bordello here. You know what the name of the guy's Instagram account is?
Okay.
I don't know. I'm too embarrassed to tell you this. Frankenwatch.
Oh, lovely. Well
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
Everybody go spam
When you
Franklin.
pay someone friends and family, you have no rights to get the money back unless you accidentally sent it to them, which is why they ask you the person's name now beforehand, because they don't want to deal with that shit no more. But yeah,
Awful
unfortunately
$6.
for him, that 3% he wanted to save is gonna screw him in the end. Unfortunate.
Dokey.
JJ, can you see the stream?
Here we go.
Sorry,
Huff.
Arch.
Huff on Smash, $2. Wellness check on TPF. The Timepiece Fund. Did PayPal hit your account? Oh, yes, 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 yes. Now, I have spoken to him. I have
I can
text
see the screen
corresponded
now.
with him. Someone's got a bit of echo there. Just be careful. There might be JJ. You got a bit of echo there, JJ. You okay, JJ?
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna come back in a bit. Yeah, I'm out right now. I'm
Okay,
gonna
you come back.
in a bit.
Okay,
I'll
okay,
come on the
okay.
regular computer.
Yeah, he did send me a substantial contribution, and I said to him, look, don't have to be the whole lot. I actually said to him, I'll give you a discount, man. Just be cool. He's actually given me most of the money, and he's sending the rest of it for the Camry fund. We're starting a Camry fund for Archie. I want to get a Camry, and yeah, that's kind of my cool thing there. Very quickly, we got Dis. Horez Dis, 15 shekels. It's gotta hurt. Shoot that poison arrow to my heart. Heart. Shoot that poison arrow. Yeah, okay.
You had a mo, $5.
Toyota Mo. So, Toyota Mo, $5. Just making sure the super chats are working. Great seeing JJ, ABC, Drew, Timely, and I guess you as well, Dis. There we go.
Yeah.
Drew, how are you going, man? What's happening in the life of you? What's happening?
The M5 just sold.
Shit! How much for?
16. I
What did
wasn't
you want for it?
I thought we hang on. We were talking 21 and a half. How did it suddenly go to 16?
All of a sudden, there was a power steering leak,
Okay.
and that caused a bit of.
You know what? With the mileage that's on it, I think piss it. No, you
I
got to sleep, man.
I think it,
Just
I
lie
think
down.
16 was all
Just
right.
lie down. I'll start screaming if we need you on the show. Just have a lie down, Dis. Just lie down. Just lie down.
I'm going to take a piss. Okay, I'll be right
Okay.
back.
Yeah, that's cool.
Beautiful.
That's cool. Man, I got to tell you, this guy's apartment. I got to tell you, look at this, man. I don't know what to say. Look at this, man. Holy shit. Holy shit.
What a cracker. Yeah, we love you
I
too.
mean,
Zero filter,
mean-
but we love you too.
You got the short shorts on, man. Those are.
Man, I don't know
That's some
what to
fashion
say
taste.
with this. Look, let me just say this to you.
Yes.
By the way, guys, I've ended another friendship.
Oh, go on.
Okay, another
For
friendship.
now, for
gone.
now.
Oh, Archie, come on.
You've
Who's been
fallen
given
in and
the-
out with him in the past.
Who are we talking
send
about?
the-
Who are we talking about?
It's just us. Tell us. Sorry.
Who'd you send the gift?
Plane.
It's plastic. I've fallen out with plastic.
Yeah, again.
No, but you know what
For
happened
now.
was, so
You
anyhow,
have that type of relationship. With
yeah, but you know what
Is
happened
this-
was, he was buying a 5196 in white gold. And I said, okay, yeah. He got me to look at it. I said, yeah, it looks fine. But then what pisses me off with him is he asked me 50 fucking questions. Is it okay? It's got a little scratch, little ding on the bezel between the 5 and the 6. And I said, look, it's okay. We're talking, it's a
Your
34,000.
5196 had a small scratch or something on it, apparently, too. Remember? Back in the day.
That was a 5296. That was a
Oh, sorry,
5296.
5296. My bad.
Yeah. And anyhow, I said, man, don't worry about it. It's okay. It's a 2019 full set, box papers, white gold. I said, man, just get it. And then he starts asking all these dealers, what do you think? What do you think? And every dealer, they're always going to say, you know, he starts asking, if it gets fixed, will you ever be able to tell? Well, of course you can tell, but it's going to be insignificant. You're buying it for a really good price.
He seems unsure about it.
And anyhow, quickly, LC $2. Who's more of a virgin, Marco or Dis? Look, I don't think, to be completely honest with you, just because you've slept with a lot of people doesn't make you a good or a bad person. I don't see how that makes any good character a judgment on somebody. If they've decided to sleep with a lot of people or they haven't slept with a lot of people, I don't understand what that does at all, LC. It's kind of a stupid thing. But let me just say this. As
Thank
far
you,
as it
Plastic.
goes with with plastic,
Yeah.
then I was going to sell him a strap. And then he starts mucking around, and I just lost my temper with him. And I said, this is ridiculous, man. He gets very aggressive when he's buying things, and I get sick of it, man. I'm not earning any commission if you buy it or don't buy it. I get nothing, and I don't really care. You know how people get really, I don't know what it is. They just get angry.
Showcase watches, £5.
Showcase watches, £4.50. I feel really left out. You've never fallen out with me, Arch. Am I not worth the time to fall out with? What the fuck, man? Equality means nothing to you. Let me tell you this. It's because Showcase is a real decent guy. I've never fallen out with ABC.
Yep.
I never fallen
You
out
say
with
I was from
Drew.
you said I was a bit part player in East End.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
all
bad.
good.
This is doing his catwalk. He's changed.
Man, I think
Look at him. Oh,
Dis, you need to have a sleep. Lie down, man.
no, he
It's
wants that
nighttime.
cocktail. That's what he wants.
Just getting dressed up now.
It's 2:30 in the
Getting
morning
serious.
in Israel. It's 2:30 in Israel. Man.
Hey
Back on the
guys,
plastic
You ready
road.
to have a martini?
Man, you should be having a
Yeah.
sleep soon, please. You got to
Look.
go to work tomorrow. You got work tomorrow?
no, I'm
Did-
working from home. I'm working remotely tomorrow.
Yeah,
The
but-
people want this. It's okay. Let him go for a bit. He's good for
Look.
ratings.
Yeah.
You like
Look.
this?
I'm Phil Collins in the 80s, man. I'm Phil Collins.
We're
Studio.
calling him here
Sue. I
Sue,
remember that
Sue.
song. Yes.
DMD.
DMD, £1.80. This is definitely a Mossad plant. Archie, be careful. I tend to
She's
agree.
an easy lover. Na, 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 na.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
I
you
remember
guys-
that. Man.
Goodness, you look
Back on the
great, man. You look
plastic for a
great.
sec,
You look
though.
dapper. You absolutely look stunning. There
Look,
you
I
go.
got to tell you this anyhow. With plastic, you know what? The friendship, it's just too hard, man. I don't want to keep.
You and Plastic, you have a relationship where Tuesday you fight and by Friday you are mates again. It doesn't matter.
but it's just, I think it's gone on enough now because said to him, he asked me for photos of the strap. I said, mate, I said to him, I'll sell you the strap, $100 less than I paid for it. It cost me about $700. I did it as a favor because I had to fly over to bloody Singapore to get it. And then he just gets very demanding, and I'll be honest with you, I don't want him in my life anymore. There you go, I said it. I don't want him in my life. I don't know what it is with watch people. Some of these watch people, they're so self-centered. They're so
Reckon?
self-centered. Everything revolves around them and their stupid watches they buy.
Yep.
I just don't need that shit. I don't need that shit in my life anymore, you know?
He'll
What do
be
you
back.
guys think of this?
I just
You'll be
don't need
back.
this shit in my life anymore. I gotta be honest. No, I think it's and never mix friends. I introduced plastic to Sovron. That was a mistake. Never ever mix friends.
Guys,
I can
the
see
bear said upvote. Let's do it.
Upvote.
And
We've
James,
got Lux
Super
Report.
chat.
By the way, that's my friend Lux Report. Send Archie some love. Thumbs up. Lux
Thumbs up. Let's
Report.
get the super
Yeah,
chat.
Lux Report.
We
Omar,
got
$2.
Omar, $2. Dis, you are my forever Habibi.
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 Omar.
Habibi.
Friend.
So I got to tell you guys, seriously, let me say this to you. It's a disaster. The friendship's gone with that guy. Have you ever had problems with friendship, Timely? You seem like quite a cool guy there.
everyone's different. If everyone was the same, the world would be a boring place. Yeah, let's be honest. We've all had one person that we've had as a friend that just won't bloody listen. Yeah. No matter how much you lead the horse to water, you either won't drink or you drown him. One of the two. What do you do?
Yeah.
I've
Yeah,
had someone, but
No, I definitely agree.
provide all the support
No.
you can. Explain what you can. If they want to take away from it, they take away from it. If not, it's their life. What can you do?
Sorry, his business name was Franken Specialist, I think. Franken. Jesus Christ.
Anybody go spam the Instagram
He's
account.
specialist.
I got to be honest with you. It's just a disaster. My friend has taken it really badly.
It sucks.
Like when I
And-
say really badly, he's in a psych ward now.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, and if you don't have the money to really outlay for these kind of things, and it's just gone because you've been scammed, it's a big hit. Yeah, it hurts.
How much
Arch,
did
start
he
a
lose?
GoFundMe. I'd like to-
£7,700.
Start a
Ouch.
GoFundMe, Archie. I'll donate.
No, he's quite a well-off guy. He's got some other problems too. He was a soldier, and with the Afghanistan thing that's happening, he's very upset.
Wow.
And this was the straw that broke the camel's
How
back.
it's kind of the straw that broke the camel's back there.
Hey, Dis. Our
Yeah.
Israeli Phil Collins, can you put your watch up to the camera? Because I didn't really get a good look before.
Sure.
Watches. It's not just one watch. It's watches.
Beauty.
He's doing some
In-
baller
yeah.
moves.
Ooh,
Nice.
I got to be honest, but
It's-
did you hear the terrible
it is
thing,
nice.
ABC? He got rid of the first Omega in space for this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that was-
one thing I'm not too sure
Oh
about.
my
But if he wasn't
God,
wearing
I don't know.
What?
It is
He
a
was
nice
wearing
piece.
that.
I didn't
It's a
wear it.
beautiful piece.
I didn't wear it. I have an original Speedy. I don't need this shit in my life, man.
I wouldn't go
What the
that.
fuck are you laughing about?
I wouldn't go as
Look
far
at
as
this
calling
fucking
it
mess.
shite.
Oh my fucking god. Oh my
He's looking for
god.
the Speedy. It's there somewhere.
Yeah,
Got the
there it
black-
is. There's
Yeah, there we go. You just had the big.
Oh, you got the original, the House of
Ah,
Light
yeah.
one.
Yeah.
90 motherfucking 6, man.
Hmm.
90.
Yeah,
What's
you got
that?
it.
96.
That'd be
1996.
861 movement, wouldn't it?
You know, it's Tuesday.
Yeah.
It's only wearing the Speedy.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
Tuesday, baby.
I got to tell you, Drew. Getting back to your car, so you sold it for 16.
Yes.
I think get rid of it. Okay, I think you were
I
a
did get
little
rid
bit.
It's gone.
So
16.
what
gone.
have you done with the $16,000?
Oh, no. The 16, I'm putting it, I'm consolidating into a Rolex. So.
What sort are you getting? I thought we were talking Paddocks before. No Paddocks.
Oh, no, yeah, no. Well, I was going to mention, Rolex. I was going to say, yeah, let's talk about it. What should I get next? What should be,
When's the money hit your account?
maybe like tomorrow or the next day. And then I send off the title once I get the money. So yeah, so I was in contact with the guy right after the auction ended. The guy was spamming. He was, he's texting me, and yeah, so he's sending the money tomorrow. It should clear in the next day or two, maybe 3, and then by the time I get the money, I'm calling up Just in Time and Pride and Pinion, and so yeah,
So
I
just
love-
to rewind the tape for a second. Yeah. Where's the car?
The car is I still have it because the auction ended today.
Okay.
So yeah,
It's a BMW M5.
yes,
It's the V10 one.
with a 6-speed manual.
But
Yeah,
it's got
yeah, I
really
remember
high
the-
Ks. It's got really high. It's got Star
Ooh.
Trek, Star Trek cruiser
Yeah,
sort of
I
Ks.
drove her around the world and back.
This Enterprise has been around the cosmos a bit.
But
hasn't
it is a manual. It's a manual. Not many V10 M5s were manuals.
Only
Yeah,
1,000, only 1,200, only 1,200.
And
Okay.
I got to be totally honest with you. That engine is problematic. Okay, the V10.
Honestly,
disaster.
it's been the most reliable engine I've had, and I've owned a lot of Audis, which kind of makes sense because they're oil terrible. I mean,
Yeah.
I've just had a power steering leak a little bit, but
I
the
got a
V10, as
I
long as
got
you
a
keep it
friend.
oiled, it's really good. It's really
Look,
good.
let me tell you this. I got a friend of mine's got a BMW X3. X3, that's the baby SUV.
Yeah, I love the X3. It's beautiful.
And it's a 2009.
Okay, yeah, I know
Getting
that
a bit
bike.
old. She's got head gasket leaks now. And I said,
Yep.
get rid of it. It's a diesel. It's a 2-liter diesel head
Yeah.
gasket. And I said, honey, that's going to be 2 to 3 grand minimum. It's a big
Yeah.
job, head gasket
Head
leaks.
gasket, ouch. Yeah.
Because
But,
what can you do? Can you put that spray? You can put that spray in for head gasket leak. Does that work?
maybe for maybe Japanese cars. I'm not sure about. Maybe they have.
that spray. You can put that shit in there that seals it. That head gasket.
Yeah.
Does that work?
Nah.
Does it work for a week so you can sell it?
Yeah, maybe.
That's-
if you're
that's-
lucky, if
that's-
you don't drive it, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
How
No,
bad is a head gasket leak?
I never had one. Knock on.
Yeah, I said to her, that's the Alice I do the elite luxury with. I said, Alice, it's an 11-year-old BMW. Don't you realize these are trouble? She goes, no, I thought BMWs are high quality. I said, you what? Where are you?
High quality and expensive parts costs and
Yeah.
labor.
Can we
Yeah,
change
no.
the subject from
As long as
BMW?
you
I'm
serve
getting PTSD.
Oh,
As
no,
long
you
as
should-
you service
you-
it, the car will run. It's just the costs of servicing, which is
No,
why
well,
people
the problem
don't
is
do
they
it.
use so much plastic in the bloody thing. And
Now
did
they
you
do.
have what sort of engine did you have in your 3 Series, Timely?
The crappy, it was a
N20?
320i. It was the, can't remember now, the N something or other, the 4-cylinder.
N20? Was it an N20?
Yeah, that one.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it
a
was
disaster. The N20 is shit.
shite. Yes, there you
'Cause
go.
you know-
M, $2.
Here we go. $2 from M. Drew, are you going to put dollars with 16,000 for a Paddock? I
Archie,
tell you what, I would buy.
Recommend me a Patek, please, in the 16 to 20, because I got some change I got some extra change on top of what I'm getting.
Look,
So please help me out.
I tell you honestly, okay, no bullshit. Let's go shopping. Let's go shopping.
Before
with
we do,
Drew.
we got people asking, what happened to Dis? Did he get disbarred or something? Where is he? What's going on?
Right? It's time for him to sleep. I don't think this is that good when he's yawning because it's 3 a.m. This is supposed to be a. It's just he's got to sleep. He's got to no. He just got to sleep, man. It's 3 a.m. in Israel.
You know, we're not his parents.
Yeah, but he's got to work. I got some responsibility to him.
To the community.
I can't just.
To the community, correct.
Use him up and spit him out, I can't just use him and now. Okay, let's go shopping. Okay, here we go. We're going on to Chrono, and then we'll have a look at David SW. Let's have a look at this here. So what would I get? Paddock. Let me.
Super chat. We love you too, man. We love you too.
We love you, Dis.
Let's tuck yourself in, nice and cozy.
Yeah.
Buonanotte, vediamo domani.
Bed bugs
Love you.
walk. Here we go. Dis,
night,
here we
mate.
go. Dis, 6 shekels. We've got good night or love you. Yeah, Dis, you go and have a sleepy there. Have a sleep. We love our Dis. We do love Dis. Here we go. Look at this here. We're on the chrono, low to high. And let's take a look. See, here we go. 16, 15. Okay, those are Chinese sellers. They're not often the best. Okay, but here's a go. Look, 16.
Select country. Add in the field to just select USA on the location. In the top bar.
Good
next to
idea. You're 100% right. Because if he's in
Just
America,
collect,
there's
look
no
there, popular selections, United States of America.
all you want is America, because you don't want to buy anything. Okay, so there you go. Look at this. You could. Oh, they've gone up a bit, haven't they?
You get one now, Drew.
Yeah, that's what I'm. Hey.
Strike while the iron's hot, mate.
Oh, you're making me excited.
Look, this guy here. Look, I reckon you can get him for about 16. Jesus Christ.
A 503.
I just make sure I got the currency set right. What currency? Oh, no, that's US dollars. Holy shit. These things are.
What material did you want it? Gold, yellow gold, white gold? What are you after? Yellow gold?
Yes.
So this one's 17,000 minty.
Oh, and I love the brown strap. Oh, that's gorgeous.
Yeah, minty. What is it? He's got original, no papers. Shit, no papers. Just calm down. It's in Atlanta.
Ooh.
Atlanta, Georgia.
Atlanta.
You know what? That paddock that Plastic was looking at, it was only 21 and a half he screwed him down to.
Yeah, I
Aussie.
could swing that. I could swing up to like 22.
No, that
Okay.
that was
go
22, 21 and a half Aussie. That's like 16. That's, yeah, but it's in Australia. You don't want to buy it if it's in Australia. You got to ship it to the US, don't you?
What about a nice black dial Patek in that range?
The black one is only for a platinum. You're going to be looking at
watches
crazy
24.
money. Watches $20. Cheers to Toyota Mo, the most loyal and most decent punter here. Others should follow his lead.
And happy
There you go.
belated birthday as well.
Yeah, happy birthday to Toyota Mo. I got to
Toyota
tell
Mo.
you, look, I tell you honestly, seriously. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, so that's the paddock, right? I reckon that's the best paddock. Okay, let's have a look at one more. Okay, say a 5107. You might be. Let's have how much are they? Let's have a look. Oh, that's 20. See, that's an automatic. They're an automatic. There we go. There's dealers there. 18,000. That's for. Let's see. That's. I'd reckon that'd be a better watch because it's automatic with a date.
Yeah, pull it closer.
Let's go. Look, I'll tell you what. Let's have a look at Rolex because I think for you, a young guy, I'll be honest with you. If I got that sort of money in my hand, I would head over and get a Rolex because Rolex is usable. The Pateks, you can't wear that every day, and young guy like you should be enjoying the watches. See, if you you can't wear a Patek every day. They are a delicate watch. Okay.
No,
I'll show you what
This is
You know what,
my dinner evening when I go out, have a drink. When I go out to an event with my lady.
Look,
I
get
go
a
to
sub. Get a sub, man. Get a Submariner. That's honestly, that's what I would do. You've got the money now to get something really beautiful. That is where I would be throwing my coin, is into a beautiful. What do you reckon, Timely?
What about a rupee? They seem to be going up.
No, that 20.
I can.
Look,
20's fine.
Look at this. This is what I would be doing. I reckon the 41. I don't think it's worth the money. Look at this here. A no date, 12,000, and you could get a date one.
I'd rather get the 5196, because.
Okay, but see these here. I reckon a sub.
Yes.
Man, you could have a sub. It'd be a great everyday watch, man.
Arch, the man has his heart set on a Patek. I don't think he's going to
But
buy
they're
the
delicate.
Rolex.
They're
And
delicate.
if I'm getting a Rolex, I'm gonna want the Hulk. So, but
The Hulk is expensive, man. Do you know
Patek
how?
and
Look at this,
Porsches, mate.
$24,000.
Alan, $2.
Archie,
I'll tell
Patek,
you who.
Lucy.
Okay,
You-
Alan,
you-
$2.
You laid that.
Will you be on Austin's live stream? I don't know. Why would I be on his live stream? Why doesn't he come on my live stream? You know?
For the right kind of money?
Exactly. That's exactly it there. I got to tell you, I looked at his live stream. It was boring as shit. I looked at the rerun. It was boring. And I actually sent my regards. I believe Clivers, Clivers should help him out because that channel's going to die. You know that? I got to tell you guys, seriously, man, Drew, what about a two-tone bluesy? Two-tone, man. Look at this. 16. Look at this beautiful blue. Man, it's got some, it's just everything, man. You'd be a winner. You'd be a winner.
They have that at the mall, the black version. And
the black sucks. The black sucks.
does kind of suck. But I just 5196. I'd rather get a Patek instead of a precious metal Rolex, personally.
Okay. No, that's fair enough. That's okay. That's okay. You got to buy what look, it's I'd be honest with you, you got to buy what you really want. There's no point me telling you, but just having a look there. The funny thing is, Timely, you know, the Pateks and the Rolex, there's not much price difference. What would you get, Timely?
Ooh.
So 16 US, right? I got to tell you, just so that our Aussie friend here, because the Aussie dollar is 73.
Yeah.
It's 73. Okay.
Look, if I was gonna buy with the back of my mind, I might get rid of it later. I'd get the Rolex, but I don't know. A 5196 looks pretty good.
Yeah, or even if I could, a 6006.
And I totally
Oh,
get.
okay, so
that-
16,000 US is just under 22 Aussie. 22 Aussie.
I could still swing 22 American. So
Oh well, then
I really want to select my Patek. So what do you reckon? Around 22 American,
Ooh, you know what?
plus minus.
I reckon probably. Let's have a look. Let's go and have a look. We'll go on to Chrono. You know what I reckon the most beautiful Patek is? Now I don't own it, so I owned one of these. Forget. I'm just going to call it up. Just give me a minute. Give me a minute,
part
guys.
of the show we like to call shopping with Archie.
I'll show you exactly what I would get. I reckon the
some
best
theme music.
Patek.
Guys,
Forget
in
the
the chat, please take a look
6006. Forget the 6006. It's too
about-
expensive. Okay, it's too expensive, and it's an oddball watch. Get a 5296. Look at this Look at this $22,000 mark. I reckon I'd get it in white gold. Look at this here.
Bring it up, like put on the.
Okay, this one's in China. I don't really like China, but look at that
Yeah, but
white
let's see the watch.
gold.
Yeah, I love that dial. Wow,
Yeah,
It's beautiful.
that is beautiful. The hands,
You know.
that's
Or even I like the sector dial. I don't know if you like the sector. Some
Yeah,
people
man,
love the
yeah.
sector,
show me.
but that's what I'd be seriously saying to you, man.
Yes,
Ooh.
yes.
Hands, everything. Get
I
that
would-
box
oh my
papers.
God. I would want to
Jump on that.
Look,
put that on
this
right.
one, yeah, original box, original papers. There we go, full set. Look, I'm just saying to you, I'd probably
Ooh.
looking at a 529. I reckon that's the most perfect because
Hey,
it's
right
actually
says 6000R with the white small seconds hand.
yeah, the 6000. They're 37 mil. They're actually because they got a black dial. They come in a black dial. I got to be honest with you. I kind of the 6000.
6000R. Yeah.
Okay, so that's just the rose gold version. Yeah, they're beautiful.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
I'd probably prefer the 5296 if you'd be completely honest with you, but hey,
Oh, wow. No, that is
they're gorgeous. They're a
winner.
nice watch.
That's a winner right there. Oh my.
What I must say is these things are getting more expensive. You know, this is the funny thing.
I know.
Australia, it's got a little ding at the 5 and the 6, but it's actually quite this is the whole thing I said to Plastic. I said, man, you're looking at this is a really beautiful watch, and it's not perfect, but it's got a small ding on it. Get the bloody watch, fix it up, and you'll be laughing. But you've got to have confidence. You got to back yourself. Some of these people, they got no confidence to say, you know what, I'm going to take a punt. I don't know what happens with Plastic. He asked for my advice. I gave him the advice. And then he's just not happy. I don't understand. I got the shits with him because he never listens to me. I hate people who ask me 20 questions and then they'll go to the next guy and ask 20 questions. That's what really pisses me off with him. If I've got to be honest with you, that's kind of how I kind of don't like that. Okay, but
Drew, you still got that Datejust,
I do.
Yeah?
It's getting
Ooh.
serviced right now.
and you've got all that sorted out. You had an issue with the bracelet.
Yeah, I never took it off. So yeah, I just never took it off.
Wasn't it too tight and it popped?
That was the original thing. It was too tight, and I wasn't given an extra link when I purchased the watch. I purchased it secondhand from
These ones.
from a dealer.
Yeah.
So I was eagerly just wearing it around, and just, I just wanted to like pretend that it wasn't a problem until it started really
Until your hands
becoming a
started going
problem.
blue, and yeah.
Yeah, I started losing circulation in my hand, and
Well,
almost, yeah.
you got it there to show, like, to put it up.
Oh no, it's I gave it to the dealer to get sent off about a few days ago, so I should be getting it back in a few weeks.
I was going to say that if you could see that, right, what would be your ultimate two-piece if you had the paddock? Which paddock would look good with it? What, you know what I mean? That's, you got to have a look at these things.
Yeah, he's got a
I
good
You don't want to
look.
get them in the box and go,
Yeah, because
what did I
the
do?
5196 with the date just is like, it's like,
Actually, can I show you something amazing? Speaking of that very same thing, I want to show you something just blew my mind.
Where are these super chats? I'm getting put out of a job here. There's nothing to read.
Exactly. Look at this. How's that for a set? 4-piece collection. Look at this set here.
Ooh.
So you got a Speedy. It's nothing ridiculous. Speedy, a 39mm Explorer 2. Sorry, Explorer 1, Mark 2. 5196 and a Reverso tribute to 90. That is just a
Done.
4-piece. Done.
Perfect.
The only thing I'd add is possibly a sub.
Yeah, but you got
Mate,
the Explorer 1 there. I mean, you've
ABC,
got
what do you
your-
think, man?
About the that collection?
Yeah, absolutely. I could look at this photo for hours.
Yeah, that's a very rich collection in terms of the kind of the depth of horology there. Yeah, classy.
There's a lot of heritage there.
Yep.
there is Explorer, the Speedy. I love that Cartier. I do. And oh my God, this I like the black dial annual calendar. That with my date just would be absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect. Oh my God, these chats are distracting. Guys, please don't post fake news.
Yeah, I gotta say,
It's like you're making our hearts just jump around, like, because we love Stefano, man.
If you see Bear post something, it's because he knows and he's seen stuff and he's got proof and so forth, right?
Yeah,
But I mean,
yeah,
guys, just go easy
exactly.
there.
Yeah, man. It's like, okay.
Yeah, exactly. We don't want to say anything until it's confirmed, for God's sake.
It's easy to type something, yeah, but just
Yeah,
go easy.
exactly.
But back to this set
Exactly.
here, Arch, do you really need a sub when you've got the Explorer 1 as a wind and wear everydayer?
Yeah, good point. I don't know if you do.
I mean, it can't hurt, but
I suppose you could substitute the Explorer for a no-date sub.
yeah.
Because 4
Yeah.
classics, they're icons. Look at that. Iconic chronograph, iconic Reverso, iconic Patek.
Correct.
Man, this collection here, I look at this here, white medals, it makes me, I don't know, I think the good way to define a good collection, I mean, you tell me this, Timely, it's like if you see a good car, it's not necessarily the sum of the parts. You take a photo of it, you think that is just pops. You know what I mean? It's
Yep.
the same sort of thing. It doesn't have to be the most expensive. It doesn't need to be the best. There's nothing here blingy or there's no AP. There's no Nautilus. This is just beautiful.
But what I like about it is the heritage, the history of it all. You know what I mean? You got an
Yeah.
Everest, went to Everest. You've got a gone
Yeah.
on the moon. You know what I mean? It's just you got that,
Yeah.
and it's a piece for every occasion as well. Nailed it. I reckon. Beautiful.
You look at this collection here, and it makes me want to just think, shit, that's 4 pieces that just work.
I know. It's gorgeous.
It works so much, and
Definitely.
I don't.
No.
This is what I think is a really cool collection, is when you've got 4 pieces that just pop. I've owned one of those. Actually, I've owned, except that my 5196 was yellow, I've owned all of those watches. Timely, the one I regret is that Reverso, man.
Yeah.
2-hand, manual wind, tribute to 1931. It's just beautiful.
Piece.
They're going for
And-
good money now. I paid
Yeah.
6.6 6,000. I think I paid for mine a couple years ago,
Ooh.
and they're going for much. They're
Ooh.
highly sought after now.
Yep. That's the one right now to have. That's the hot ticket.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Here we go. Bears just told me here. Please announce that Stefano is doing well. He was transferred from IC2 to a regular room yesterday. He said he'll be out by the end of the week. This is confirmed by
Yes.
reliable sources. We love Watch Wizard and look forward to his return to the AC3 live stream.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
anyone
Oh, great.
persisting to do kind of
done.
spread or speculate about
Yeah,
this, I
there you
think we
go.
should time them out.
Yeah, yeah, there you go.
It's not the place or
Even
time for it.
even James Showcase had to jump in the comments, man. They're doing a show by themselves over there, eh?
We wish him
in
a
the comment
speedy
section.
recovery. Indeed, we do.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So a little bit less gossip and a little bit more on the super chats, please. Super chats.
Sorry, man. It's just this stuff needs to be addressed, man. We feel it.
Yeah.
We all
Look,
feel
Drew,
it.
Drew, this is what you should be building, man.
That's
See
hey,
this
that's
sort
what
of
I'm
collection here. This is what you need. See, I got to be honest with you. What's in the box?
Ooh.
I don't have anything in the box because I just sent my Rolex out. But that's what I'm
Yeah.
looking to build. I also
Man.
have the Rolex box. This is what they gave me at the store.
It's
And
not a Rolex box. Didn't come in that box.
Super
yeah,
chat,
no,
$2.
definitely not a original Rolex box. This is just what the supplier bought.
Sure.
The package
Yeah,
deal.
gotcha. It looks nice.
Yeah.
Grendel 62, $2. Thank you, Bear. I gotta tell you, I'm actually devastated that Dis sold his first Omega in space to buy the Seamaster. I mean, I like the Seamaster, but I wouldn't be selling a
Yeah,
first
that
Omega in
wasn't a-
space. A first Omega in space would be like the sort of thing you have in this box here.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. Level 999, €5. Hi, Art. Should I trade my Yachtmaster 40 Blue full set 2018 against a full set Breguet Marine Big Date 5817 yellow, gold, white dial? Man, I got to tell you, seriously, this is a very tricky thing to say here because the Breguet, I mean, this is a 5817. I'm going to pull it up just so you can see what the hell he's talking about. Yellow gold, very, very antique-y looking sort of diver. Big, it's, I personally think this is a dress watch. I don't think it is a watch you can use every day like the Yachty. Would I do it? Oh, shit. You know what? I'd probably keep the Yachtmaster.
Ooh, okay.
It's a Breguet Marine. That's their kind of dive watch, but it's very just hang on there.
It depends on what else you've got in the collection, though. I mean, if you've got another Rolex, something that you can wear day to day and so forth, yeah, that can sort of take the Yachtmaster's place, then yeah, cool.
I like the big date on that. Looks good.
Well, I haven't uploaded it yet.
Yeah.
So, but anyhow,
Love the vintage look.
What does he want? Is he going to give his money back or what?
And I like how it's the dial, the texture on the dial, the two-tone, like.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely a fan of the dial. Looks really classy.
Love the dial, love the hands.
Love the font too. Definitely of the
But I'm
the font of the number. Yeah, that's.
I like vintage watches, so for me it's a bit biased. Yeah, so I'm gonna automatically take to this because it's just a beautiful looking piece.
Yeah, definitely a good fourth watch. Definitely a good fourth watch for me. But
what do you think about Breguet, Drew?
I love Breguet. I need to learn more about the brand. I'm not as informed as all you guys yet. You know, I need to learn more and build up my knowledge. But so far I really love the brand, and I kind of like how Breguet's a true French brand, and I like it. I like it a lot. I love the French.
Would you possibly be looking at a Breguet in future.
Yeah, but not as a next move though.
No. Your next move, obviously, you're going to get a paddock or something. Yeah, we know that's happening. But
I've established that. Yeah, Breguet definitely in the future. Definitely.
what about you, ABC? What do you think about this piece?
Looks nice. I don't know whether I'd buy one though.
What's your style of watch? What do
I
you
mean,
more
for that money, you can probably get a decent Vash, couldn't you?
Yeah, it's up there.
That's what 20 grand or so.
Yeah, 20 grand.
5817. Yeah, that's kind of big three territory.
Would you trade the Yachty in on it?
Well, look, they're very different watches. A Yachtmaster is an everyday wearer. That is clearly not an everyday wearer. So
Look, it's pure class. It's pure class, the Breguet.
Really
The only problem is I don't think it's anywhere near as versatile as the Yachtmaster. If you had a few Rolex and you wanted a Breguet, maybe, but I wouldn't be getting out of a Rolex to get this. Does that make
Verdal,
sense?
$2, Archie.
Because, yeah, I think that's the big problem here. Here we go. Link. We need the link. Here we go. Link. So
we got
Val.
super chats.
Here we go. Sorry, who's which one? Sorry, which one's this? Which one? Next.
It's Verdal, $2. Drew should be. That's the one.
Drew should be building an IRA. Screw Rolex now. Well, my advice to Drew really would be to get the Rolex. But if he wants the Patek, you know what?
I'm going to follow my heart.
I don't think he's going to really lose too badly. Just don't leave it at home. Have a safety deposit box. You put it in. Jamie, opulence, £5. The honor one feels to own and wear a Patek is unlike a Rolex. A Patek gives a feeling like no other. Buy a Patek, Drew.
I will, Jamie. I will.
Jamie's a lovely guy. I love Jamie.
Yep.
Fair. Look, the thing is, too, he's got the date just. It's a steel date just.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he's got that base covered, and the Patek could be like a good complement to it. I'd probably go white gold. I think white gold to keep white metals, a little bit, low key. Just I love white gold. Sirocco sales $5. The Yachtmaster 40 is very underrated. I have the blue. I love the blue. And a two-tone Yachtmaster 40 with white dial. Don't trade it for the Breguet.
The Yachty will always be money in the bank far more than the Breguet ever will.
The Breguet's delicate. I think the Breguet's beautiful.
Yeah, it's ornamental.
When he says this Breguet, is it box paper? Sometimes they're missing the clasp on it. Is it full set? What I haven't really heard too much from him there.
You want to drop the link again for James?
Yeah, James.
He did.
What's James
You
doing?
just had the link a few.
Yeah.
But
scroll up.
Yeah, I know.
15 messages ago.
Yeah,
That would
I'll
have
just put it
stayed in
again.
any time window.
Yeah. I got to tell you guys, these things here. It's a beautiful watch, the Breguet. It is beautiful. Would you buy one of those, Timely? Timely
I like
likes
it.
dress watches.
I like dress watches and I like vintage. So for me, that's and yellow gold, beautiful, win-win.
Yeah.
For the money though, I don't know what it would compare to.
Yeah, the luster of that yellow gold.
To see what else I could get for that price. But in this case, it's a swap, and if I had a date just, I might be looking at swapping. But that's just my own. Watch and pray, $2.
Watch and pray, $2. Here we go. Watch and pray. First Omega in Space versus Speedy Trilogy. That's look. The trilogy. I don't. The trilogy they released as the set. The vintage commemorative.
Yeah.
ABC, you a fan of that?
I prefer the
Just pull
first
it up.
Omega in space.
Yeah, Omega.
More iconic.
I'll just get this up here.
Yeah, let's pull it up.
It's kind of, this was the 60th anniversary. Oops, where is it? It is beautiful. I do like it. I do like it. It reminds me a bit. It reminds me a bit of the Broad Arrow. I think the Broad Arrow is actually, I was talking to you about this, ABC. You said they've gone up.
Yep, they have.
The Broad Arrows are no longer
Your
cheap.
manual broad wine,
So let me
manual wine
understand
broad
this.
arrows have gone
There's
up.
a 60th anniversary and there's the 57th. The trilogy is the 5th. What's the difference between the two? Can I ask you that?
That's a James
brace-
question.
Look
Very
at this. So
much
that's
James
the
question.
that's the Hodinkee. Hodinkee. This is from Hodinkee, the Omega Speedmaster 60th anniversary limited edition. Okay, and what's the 57? I think it's a little bit more chocolatey. Is it? What is it? I don't quite see much. This is the trilogy. This is what he's referring to. First Omega in space. You know what? I love both. I don't think you can go wrong either way, really. This is splitting hairs. Whatever's better deal. The thing is, the first Omega in space doesn't come on a bracelet. That's the only thing, ABC.
True, it doesn't.
Does that get you? Like, what's his name? Dis had one. And
he did.
Actually put it on another. What did he put
An
it on?
aftermarket.
Yeah, I don't know if I really approve of that, but so this is the first Omega in space. I mean, that is basically one's the bezel and the hands are different. That's. I do love this watch, but
Yeah, if you want the base
notice
metal
it's-
bezel, go for the trilogy. So that's got the black insert.
this is
hasn't it?
slightly smaller too. It's not 42. You know that. I think it's 39. I think, isn't it?
Mhm.
39.
Yeah. So is the 57, isn't it?
First Omega. This is the professional versus the first Omega in space. So it's got no crown guards. The hands are different. Even the second hand is different. Look at that.
Alex
Yeah.
P, $10.
Alex P, $10. Thank you so much, Alex P. We absolutely love you. Did I get all those super chats? Here we go, Jamie. We did Jamie. We did the Sirocco sales. Yes, we did.
We've got all the super chat, but Showcase has just dropped a comment in there
Showcase.
about
The 1957 trilogy is a manual wine 1861 and is identical to the original from 1957. It is beautiful. The other version is automatic and much. Oh, he's talking about the Hodinkee one. Shit. I want the manual wine one.
And you got another super chat as well.
Oh, yeah. Level 999, £2. The Breguet Marine Yellow on rubber undresses it. Yeah, I just, these precious metals are very soft, don't you? You do realize
put it on
this.
rubber?
Shit.
That'd look a bit weird, wouldn't it?
I'd leave it on
Breguet
leather,
Marine.
Rob. Just wouldn't look right, would it?
Yeah, I wouldn't be taking it into water anyhow, would you?
True, but just
look at this.
for looks.
This is on leather. Look at that. That's what you want, isn't it? Look at that picture. That's what you want on the leather, isn't it? What's the whole elegance of it. It's on leather. Why would you put that on rubber? I've got some really good. This is Time and Tide.
And would rubber
look
wear
at that?
The
look
lugs?
at that! Look at that! Look at the coin edging! Look at this, guys. This is what it is in Breguet. Look at this. It's that. Look at that rotor.
Beautiful.
That's gorgeous.
Super chat. JDIDX 50th anniversary. Is that special speedy to get? 50th anniversary is the special speedy to get.
Yeah.
We'll call that up in a minute. Just want to show you this one here quickly. See, that's as I was saying to you, make sure you got the class, because someone, if they steal it, it's missing. Let's have a look. I mean, look at that. That's amazing. And we were looking at Omega Speedmaster The 50th, weren't we? The 50th. Let's call up the 50th. What's so special about the 50th anniversary? Da 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 da. The solid gold.
And
Is that the
Showcase has
50th?
made another.
They did the 50th. They also I never the 50th has that dial there, right? I'm not a big fan of that dial. I don't know what you guys think of it. I like the solid gold one. But sorry,
Showcase is
what?
waiting
Sorry?
again on the comments.
Made
regards to
a good
speed.
comment there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Professional
Professional
1861.
1861 is the one to buy if you are buying mainstream, but the ultimate Speedmaster is the Ed White
Ed White.
321 in my opinion. Now I have an Ed White. I couldn't go back to a mainstream. Fair point. They're expensive, but you know what I mean? They're
Yep,
expensive.
They are expensive.
You know what I like? I
Very.
reckon we're getting too sidetracked here on all these Omegas. You know what I really like?
Super chat, $5.
Super chat, $5.
I know what you like. You like the money. Super chats.
50th has the 3201 movement and enamel dial. Let me tell you what I like. I'm going to show it to you. I reckon I'm going to show this to you. A Mark II. Have you seen the Mark IIs?
Which one? The cushion case ones, like that second one there.
The cushion. This is the reissue. You know, the reissue, right?
Yeah, the one on the right. I like that one.
Look at that.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's the reissue, right? Actually, this is a vintage one.
No, that's not. That's not reissue. That's vintage.
Let's have a look.
I don't
here.
like the tracks on the reissue. I prefer the.
Yeah, but the
vintage
reissue is
one.
using a column wheel chronograph. You know that?
Doesn't the other one, the vintage
No,
one,
it uses
the
an
70s one.
861. It uses an 861 movement.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Alex
I
P,
think that-
$5.
I think that's more of a classical movement.
Alex P, $5. Forgot to ask my question. Laugh out loud. Selling 3 watches for a pre-owned Daytona a good idea? Okay, he didn't tell me which Daytona. What is he talking about? He's
Put it
selling
in the next comment, Alex, and we'll.
A no-date sub. So this is a pre-ceramic, a JLC Master Geographic, and a Hoya Otavia Chrono.
Super
That's
chat,
a tough one
$5.
because the Otavias are quite desirable.
They are JBIDX $5. Not the 50th of the Apollo 11, the 50th for the watch itself. Okay, fair point. 50th for the watch itself. '50th anniversary. Let's bring this baby up. So which one's he talking about? So not the Apollo 11. Which one's he talking about then? Help me. He's talking about this one here.
Is it the gold?
Can't
Yeah.
be.
That's what I
love the
assumed he was
gold
talking
one.
about.
So the gold one came out in 1969. Right? That's the Apollo 11 50th anniversary. That's not what he's talking about. He's talking about the 50th.
Showcase
anniversary.
watches, £4.50.
Showcase watches, £4.50. One of our sponsors, Pride and Pinion, just got in a 321 in stock, guys. If you're a serious Omega enthusiast, get that baby. Bought quick.
Boom.
Boom. Look at that. That's we'll bring it up. Let's go and have a look. Pride and Pinion. Let's see if we can find this bugger, hey? Let's go and have a look on the site. Let's go and have a look. Da-da-da-da. I don't know why it's slow on my computer today. Watches will go by, it's an Omega. Let's have a look. Omega. Holy shit, what have they got here? They've got this is the one here. It's new arrival. £15,000. Oh, there's no pictures. I'm sorry. No pictures. Okay. Okay. But he's got the Speedmaster numbered edition. Okay. I got to tell
Talk
you.
to Nico. Tell him Archie sent you.
Exactly.
And James.
I tell you, these Omegas are expensive. Look at that, £21,000 for a Constellation Ladies, man. I remember they were cheap. I like these too. This here is kind of nice if you want a garish sort of thing on rubber. What do you think? These watches are beautiful. Omega makes some nice stuff. What do you guys reckon?
I like Omega.
I like
Beautiful.
Birminghard's Blue Seamaster. It's really nice.
Tell me this: would you go Tudor or Omega? What do you reckon?
I would go Omega.
Omega.
What do you think,
All day.
ABC? Omega. Yeah.
All day, Omega. All day.
Yep.
I'd go Breitling or Tudor.
Breitling or Tudor? Shit. I would say, oh man.
Breitling.
Yeah. You know, it depends on the line. I like the Breitling Super Ocean. That seems to be a bit of a sleeper. What do you think?
They're nice, but even some of the other chronographs, they're nice. Like their reissues, their 806 reissue. That's a nice one. The Doc's got the 765. Yeah, I think I don't know, just something that Ferrero said, and it stuck with me. He goes, Tudor is for those who can neither wait for nor afford Rolex. It's not strictly true, but it's true for the most part. And it never scratches the Rolex itch, ever.
Comes close, but
no cigar.
Yeah. I don't know. If it's between Omega and Tudor, I'd be in an Omega straight away. Straight away.
Yeah. I mean, Omega they've always made really nice watches. They've just ballsed up their marketing by having unlimited, limited editions.
And they've got that heritage to them as well.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of history to them.
They've calmed down on the limited editions, finally, but you know,
yeah, that's.
I'd go Omega.
The problem is, are you a big Seamaster fan? Like the Planet Oceans. Did you like the Planet Oceans? They started off. Yeah, they went a bit crazy. You know, the most complicated manual wind watch, without getting ridiculous, was that remember the Flight Masters? Did you like those? They were ugly case.
Oh yeah. For the Railmaster.
The
Showcase.
Flight Master. Showcase watches
£1.79.
£1.80. Omega is competitor to Rolex. Tudor is not. Simple.
Definitely agree.
That's a fair point, isn't it?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Some of the Planet Oceans, the early models, like early 2000s, they weren't too thick. Like around about the 2002 mark, 39 mils. The
problem is, I look back on many of the 90s Seamasters. They're so dated, aren't they? The 90s.
Some had a splash of orange.
Cool. Remember that GMT with the sword hands? What happened to that?
Yeah, my brother's got that. That's a nice one.
I know. They never really, on the collectible market, they never really went anywhere, but did they?
They're slightly on the up now. They were pretty good buying about a couple of years ago when I remember showing them to a friend.
Yeah. Is anything good buying now? Breguet Type 20?
Some are. A year ago, up until recently, Zenith El Primeros were quite good buying. But even something like this, I mean, I paid 1,400 quid for this, and it has a bracelet.
Wow.
No box, no papers. And for me, this watch is where dress meets sport. Look, it's not very thick.
Yeah.
And it's 40 mil. So
I think Zenith had some really ugly dials, but you know,
I think they've really, like, the 3 different tones of blue on the sub dials.
But that movement is you got the high beat movement in that. That's a great movement.
36,000.
It's amazing.
Mhm.
Gerard Perregay's that's a toxic brand.
I had their Laureato Olimpico, one of the ones with splash of red, really legible. I really liked it, but the clasp had this little flip with a hinge, and the hinge used to really dig into my
your
wrist. Yeah, I had to put a tiny little, like a keeper from another strap.
You were a huge fan of Chopard for a while, ABC, weren't you?
You know when someone brings up something embarrassing you did in school, like that.
Chopard's not that embarrassing, is it?
You were caught getting off with such and such, weren't you? It's like,
well, it's funny you say that. You know,
me.
I remember when I was in
Yes,
primary
yes, I did.
school, I did a bad job cutting with scissors. And I remember in grade 6, teacher said, "Who can cut this for me?" I put my hand. I said, "No, Paul, you're not very good at cutting." And that was from grade 2. They remembered I did a shit job cutting something out.
Super chat, $2.
DX super chat DX JDI JBI DX $2. Speedmaster 50th is da 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 da.
Jeez, that reference number is long enough to stretch to the moon.
Okay, you
I recognise
up
until
give
the
me that number. Just give me that number. 300. Yep.
No, 311.
311.
.33.
Yep.
.42.
Yep.
.50.
Yep.
.01.
That should be enough.
.001. .001.
That's probably the color of some strap or something.
Oh, I see. I just can't understand this watch.
Up until 50.01, that should be sufficient.
It had a number on the dial 00. Had a limited Speedmaster Moonwatch anniversary. I'm just going to pull this up. Let's get it up on the screen.
Case has told us what it is. He's a source of knowledge on Omega and their reference numbers.
There we go. Showcase is saying it's damn expensive for what it is. The Apollo 1150th would be the way to go for the same money, more substance.
Showcase is the Omega man.
Yeah, he loves his Omega.
He is.
Yeah, I watch his channel. I've seen a whole bunch of stuff that he's had on before. Great watches, but he really knows his stuff.
The funny thing with Omega is they never really went into, like Rolex had the Datejust.
Yeah.
Omega tried to get the Globemaster into that field. You know the Globemaster ABC?
Yeah.
It never really took off. And
that's a shame too, because it's a beautiful watch.
The Constellation was their top of the line in the 80s and 90s, but that was a bit dated. And Omega, really, they're dominant in the steel. They never really were that dominant in two-tone, were they? Like a Rolex has been very strong in two-tone.
And two-tone, well.
But the Constellation, going back to the start, was always their showpiece watch, their number one. They celebrated. It was the 5 COSC certification tests. You got the stars over the observatory on it. It was their look at us, Fikov piece in their collection.
100%.
The Globemaster's really nice. Pipe and dial.
Yeah. So they had the bumper movement. They went to an automatic. They went into a thin high beat automatic in the early 70s, around 72, in the C shape, and then after that they went into the one with the claws on the side and that.
And then they went to kind of pre-bond with their C Masters.
Yep. But
actually, I think the Railmaster was meant to be the competitor to the Explorer 1, wasn't it?
I think so. It had that setup, that design. I've heard from people that the Railmaster actually come out first, but I couldn't tell you from off the top of my head. But they have the same or similar dial configuration.
Well, the Railmaster was just like their answer to the Explorer 1, wasn't it?
I think so. It looks it because it's got the
Which
Arabic.
came out first? Was the Explorer
Probably
1 that came out first, or the Railmaster? I'm not sure. James will know.
The Explorer 1 was more of just an Oyster Perpetual with a chronograph, a certified movement. That's all it really is. Chronometer grade movement. That's all it is. It's just an Oyster Perpetual. I mean, it's kind of the Explorer. You know, the funny thing is, you look at these things, the Explorer sort of became, they had a bezel on it. It became the Submariner. So all a Submariner is a Datejust with a sort of a sporty bezel. It's sort of like the Thunderbird, isn't it? You know, they did a Milgauss ABC that had the rotating bezel on it, like a sub.
There you go. James just weighed in.
Railmaster was 1957. There you go.
I haven't seen that Milgauss with the
I knew
rotating
he'd know
bezel,
the
actually.
I'm just going for a toilet break. I'll be back in one moment.
Go for it.
And if you had the two pieces there, ABC, next to each other, a Railmaster and an Explorer 1, not based on money, not based on anything other than the watch itself, the looks and the movements, what would you go for?
I'll prefer the look of the Railmaster, if I'm honest.
So
in many cases, yeah, you know, like when people say, look, brand hype aside, which is more superior between Rolex and Omega?
Yeah.
Most people, I would hazard a guess and say Omega.
Yeah. I just love the styling of the Railmaster. It's a nice size. It's a beautiful piece. It has that heritage look to it. To me, it's the one. It's more exciting. But if you're going for one that would retain value, that looks just as good.
Value retention is the name of the game. Then there's only one brand. Come on.
Explorer 1, Rolex.
Yep.
Boom.
Yep. I mean, I used to think the Submariner is just kind of a glorified Datejust because it's the same movement, right? But having held it and actually worn it, and I also think, well, that and a GMT is just get a GMT because it's got the extra complication, but there is a difference. You do feel a noticeable difference just in the quality. Bracelet is slightly more solid on the sub. I do respect the sub, having bought one.
Talking about bracelets, the biggest pain in the backside bracelet to link change for me has been the Bond Seamaster Professional 300.
Is that pins and collars?
It's pins and collars. It's the 5-link setup, and each, I think there's 3 collars that you have to fit for the pin for the other side to go through.
In the 90s, in the 90s and early 2000s, Omega were big on pins and collars.
Yeah, the one that I had, it was a Seamaster Professional 300 in black. It was the last of the original Bond dial. It was a 2012, just before they transitioned to the newer case or newer shape, new dial. Yeah. And it still had the original bracelet, like the old back in the day bracelet. There was no adjustment. Yeah. Nightmare. Yeah. But I mean, I've had a few Omegas. That was a beautiful watch. I've had C-shape Constellation with 10-11 movements. That's a high beat automatic, very thin automatic, 28,800 beats per hour. And I've had a F300 quartz DeVille, the Hummer.
The Mosquito.
Yeah. Beep from back in the old day. But what a sweep. Yeah.
I like the Grand Seiko Spring Drive sweep. That really is something to savor.
Yeah, I've had a few. That everything that I've gotten from Omega, I haven't been disappointed by. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they started to get carried away with limited editions with the Speedmasters in the 90s and early 2000s with the Schumacher editions. Don't know if you remember any of them.
Yeah, I remember the white and red checker. on the shoe
Yeah,
backer.
there was the checkered flag one. That was a triple calendar one. There was one before it that had a big 1 at the 1 position.
Okay, yeah.
There was the
Vacant.
legend with the cream dial. That was a nice one. Big
Mm.
one, 42 mil.
What have you had?
Oh man, I've had so many. I've just thinking back, I mean, because my father was in the trade, so I got into watches at a relatively early age. My
Well,
first ever
some-
premium piece
yeah.
was a Tag Curium automatic chrono.
Someone made a comment about the racing Speedmaster with a 7750 Valjoux. I had a triple date Speedy, so the reduced automatic triple date.
Oh, I love that.
And it was the blue, the sunburst blue, that deep.
Okay.
You know what color I'm talking about?
Yeah, with the aeroplane hand, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean that was a great watch, and I had that on a caramel colored leather strap, bespoke strap, and it
Yeah.
set it off beautifully. So I mean,
It had a tinge of red,
7750.
didn't it?
Sorry?
Somewhere there was a tinge of red somewhere on that
Yes,
watch.
it was on the for
Calendar
the
hand.
date, the actual day had like it was like a half moon shape at the end of the hand,
Oh, it was the
and
black that had the aeroplane calendar hand.
it would tick like for every day. It'd flick over. It had that red sort of half moon. Beautiful watch. And I've got another one. I've got an Aqua Racer with a 7750. I mean that weighs a ton, but this Speedy was pretty light. It was a nice watch. So
Yeah, they've gone up a bit.
yeah,
They
the
used to
Speedy
be
reduced was kind of
really...
the compromise, but now it's getting up there now in price.
The
I
triple
remember
calendar was nice.
2 years ago I could get one in Australia. I got one. Actually, I did get one in Australia for 2,200 ish Aussie dollars,
Yep.
and they're going now same watch in same condition for about 3,233 ish, roughly, somewhere around
Yeah,
there.
I like
Same for
the
some.
triple calendar's nice because it had like a day-night indicator as well, or 24-hour indicator on there as well.
Yeah, so it was beautiful
That's
watch.
a cool watch.
Yeah,
That had
from
rods and pins as well.
yeah, from your knowledge of watches and your background, because obviously you've got a rich background in watches. What movement out of any watch, right? So, what movement have you seen that's impressed you the most, and why?
Yeah, I'm not really kind of into movements the way other people are. Maybe
Yep.
people who can't be mentioned.
Yeah.
In terms of watches that I've mainly had are ETA variants.
Okay.
Chopard, Breitling, Omega were also modifications of ETA. I'd say the only one that goes away from your ETAs and your Rolexes is this Zenith, which is its own movement, obviously.
Yep.
I like it. It stopped working for a bit, and then it literally slipped out of my hand, hit my desk, and started moving. So it's I'll leave it as it is. But some of the chrono hands don't align properly when it's working, so it does need a service. But in terms of
Now,
movements that I
yeah.
admire, I think Omega ones, these coaxial movements are known to be fantastic. Even when Alex came on the other day, he goes, I don't know how George Daniels thought of this.
Yeah, I was watching that. Yeah. Fantastic. It was a good show. Great, informative as well.
He's really cool.
Yeah. All right. Well, if you had to have one watch only, your one and done, what would be your ultimate one and done?
This is all the watch a man ever needs.
I can't really see. Yep. Okay. Cool. It's just that where you're located on the screen, the super chat's up and it's half blocking you, so it's hard to see.
Okay. All right. It's a pre-ceramic GMT. That's all the watch I can ever really need. I mean, it doesn't have a chronograph, fine, but I can, with a little bit of maths, I can do like a minute elapsed thing.
Yep.
It's got the second time zone. But I actually use chronograph quite a lot, especially when I'm like measuring how long I've been parked somewhere.
Oh yeah, the boss is back.
Hey guys,
Yeah,
what's
there he
going
is.
on there? Any no super chats? What's
No,
happening?
just watch talk.
I think they're mesmerized by our conversation.
I got to tell you that the funny thing is with Omega, I've always felt they were trying desperately to be Rolex, and
Yeah.
they never had that two-tone spread. They had some cool watches in gold. You know, they had the solid gold. You know, Omega actually had some amazing Speedmasters. I featured them on my channel. They had platinum skeleton versions.
Really?
Yeah, and there were even some watchmakers in Germany who use old Omega movements and take it to the next level. I think Armin Strom. I think it was
Dress them
Armin.
up, you mean?
Yeah. So they use a base Omega watch, particularly vintage ones, and put them. They kind of they do things with them, which is it's kind of Omega's quite respected. In fact, I don't know if you've ever remember they had special watches which went to Germany. Do you remember the Speed Sonic Omega Speedmaster Speed Sonic Lobster?
No.
Never heard of it.
ABC.
Okay, see
Bring it
that
up.
was a
Let's have a look.
yeah, sure.
Hold
So,
on, is lobster referring to the bracelet?
yep,
Omar, $5.
yep.
I think that rings
This
a bell.
is it here. Now these were actually a quartz as well.
Oh yeah.
They were
yeah.
they were, to be completely honest with you, they were junk. Okay, okay. They were hollow. They're like tin cans. Okay. Omar, $5. What's with all the watch talk? I thought this channel was about drama and/or deep dives into people's personal lives. You're bleeding punters, Arch. Yes,
Sorry, my
yes,
bad. I started talking
yes.
watches. Sorry.
So this was the German market Speed Sonic. Have you ever seen those? Now I mentioned it.
Never.
ABC.
I have from the bracelet the kind of the
So
overlapping.
and they got the
lobster
they were a
claws.
tuning fork. That's why it's got that hertz there, 300 hertz. So that means it was a humming. Zzz, they
Super
were
chat,
humming.
$2.
Really annoying sort of watch there. Evan Hogan Camp, $2. Arch, pull up the Omega, the Speedmaster Mark 40. Omega Mark 40. Let's get this baby up. Da 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 da.
Oh, I think I know what that is. Mark 40. 40.
Yeah.
That's your
No, that's not it. That's not it. It was like
put a
this.
zero. Put a zero at the end of the 4.
Oh, sorry.
That's the triple calendar we were talking about.
Okay,
Yep.
that's a bit different to my one. Actually, that's one from you mentioned Fed before. Here you go. This is a Delray one. Look at this.
Oh.
They're a bit small, but weren't they? These were, what size were these?
39.
They were a bit. They're like the reduced, aren't they? The Omega.
Yeah,
reduced.
that was 38. The reduced.
And that's kind of the big hindrance with them.
You got another super chat, Arch. $5.
Another super chat. We like our super chats. Super chats. Here
Evan
we go.
and James have been having quite a lot of dialogue on the chat about Omega watches.
RRR, $5. What's the drama, Arch? We need the juice. A fool and his breguet. What's the drama? The drama. I've got some video. Come onto the Paul Pluto channel. I'm doing a video today. My friend got ripped off, but that's another story. Showcase watches, £1.80. Speedy Mark II with orange hand is cool. Way to go. Yeah, I always thought, the reissue. That's actually it uses a column wheel chronograph. It's a coaxial movement. Coaxial. Look at this. Actually, what's that? That's an original one. That's an original. Where's the reissue of this baby? Where's the reissue?
Just in the put reissue in the search bar.
I'll
Yeah,
put
then they'll
coaxial.
give you one with the railway tracks. And a date at 6, I believe.
So, where is this?
Yeah,
The
that
date
one.
at 6. That's correct. There you go. I got to tell you, are you a 70s revivalist? Do you like this 70s sort of shit, or what do you think?
I actually like the older pieces, yeah, the 60s and 70s. So for me, I do like it.
Yeah, that's why I like the orange on the Milgauss. That's a
Yeah.
70s color, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know,
It's funky. I like it. It gives it that little bit of
But see,
you know,
what about one of these Speedmasters? Does that do anything for you? Garish.
not
What
really.
do you
Bit
think?
blingy. It
Safe
goes
Queen.
completely against what a Speedmaster should be, in my mind.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Speedmasters.
Super chat $5.
It's really
That
quite.
that Omega there in two-tone, the way it looks in that photo, if you were to look quick, it would look like maybe like a Tag Carrera or something if you just look really fast. Yeah, it doesn't do it for me though.
RRR, $5. Where's the drunk Gurkha, Arch? Did he send you? Yes, he did send me money. He's kind of recovering. I think he's just yeah, he's okay. He's a great guy, great supporter. He's been a good friend of mine. I can't complain, you know.
What do you think about this one, Arch?
Which one's that? Sorry,
The one on the screen at the moment, the golden.
that two-tone one.
Yeah.
I don't know, the white dial. What do you think? This is an automatic as well, isn't it? It's automatic.
Yep.
I got to be honest with you. With Amiga, it was a tricky thing. See, what did they do? When did Amiga start getting into the automatic Amigas? See, they the reduced the Speedmaster, the size was amazing. It was a beautiful piece, right? Like you think about it, late 60s, the Mad Frantic Rush. Seiko was the one who brought out the automatic chronograph, and also Hoya with their module
and El
Zenith.
Primero Zenith.
So Amiga was kind of left out a bit, weren't they?
Yeah.
They kind of, missed the boat a bit.
But you said when did they start making autos? You mean in the Speedy or in general? Because in general, late 40s, early 50s, I think, with a bumper.
No. Or automatic chronos.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Yeah, chronos. So 60. So that rush that happened was kind of late 60s to have the automatic. And that's the reason the Daytona was such a dog, because why would you buy a manual wind Rolex Daytona?
It was the race, yeah? Jack Hoyer had to do a module chronograph.
Yeah, there was actually a couple of people they did it with. They were working on it with other people.
Yeah, and then you had Zenith, right? And then
there was a few
away from all that, Seiko was there going, "Hey, we're first."
But it's kind of chronographs. ABC, have you been a chronograph fan? Do you love your chronographs, or how do you feel about chronographs?
Yeah, most of my watches have been chronographs, mainly ETA derivatives, but most of them have been chronos.
I was never big in showcase watches. Here we go. 179. £1 caliber 9300 spoiled the auto speedies. Went 44.
Yeah, Planet Oceans went a bit OTT with size as well. They went 44, 46, 45, I think. 43 and 45. They got too big.
44 mil. What's he referring? Let's have a look here. What's he talking about? He's talking about the caliber 9300. The caliber 9300.
Is that what was in the broad arrows? The automatic broad arrows with the date.
Caliber 93. He's saying these came out.
Or the Olympic version. Oh, hold on. Caliber 9300. Is that the hours and the minutes timer on the sub dial at 3? Yeah, is that? Yeah, this. So it's a 2-dial chrono. Go further up.
I like
yeah,
two
we
reg,
got there
two
on
regs.
the right.
2 reg is kind of cool. That's a coaxial. That's 9300 caliber. There we go. Is that what he's talking
Yeah.
about? There we go.
Yeah.
I
They're
don't mind
nice.
that. Do you
They're
like
quite
that?
thick
Showcase
though.
again, £1.79. Sorry.
£1.79. Here we go. Showcase watches. Planet Ocean chronographs also had the 93 inside.
Yep.
Yeah, the Planet Ocean chronograph was. You remember the Seamaster? That was kind of the only really true waterproof watch. The Seamaster. Remember the Seamaster
Master of the
chronograph?
sea. The master
Yeah,
of the
with the
sea.
big
like your
master.
dad's.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just more of a submariner, submarine, wasn't it?
Exactly.
You couldn't get the water out.
Couldn't get the water out. That was just. Yeah, exactly right.
I've got a crash now, Arch, and
Hey man, that's okay, man.
Timely.
I'll let you go there, man. Thank you so much for coming on, man. Much appreciated.
No,
What
it's
time is it
pleasure.
in the UK?
quarter to 2, so it's a bit late.
It's 1:45 now in the UK.
It is, so you got to tell me to go to bed as well.
Holy
like
shit!
do
You
with
better
this.
go to bed, man. That's great, man.
Thanks for having me on.
Wow. Thank you so much for coming on. That's what I say. Thank you.
Thanks,
you so
ABC.
much,
Good night.
ABC. Good
Bye.
night,
Have a good one, mate.
ABC. Tell me this, timely behavior.
Yes, sir.
You were talking, let's change topics as we've just dropped that guest.
Mm-hmm.
You were talking to me yesterday. One of your topics was, have you had to sell watches to get out of debt?
Yes.
Have you had to sell watches to get out of debt? I've had to do that. Believe you
Yep.
me, I've done it, and
I had to sale.
You know what? In 1999. So what year were you born?
84.
Okay, so I was born in 72. So I'm 12
Yep.
years older than you. In 1999, I had a President, an Explorer 2 Polar, 2 subs, and a Datejust, and I sold them all to reduce debts.
Yep. Ouch.
And that was
you had
so.
the black dial President, didn't you?
No, I actually had a blue dial, and then I had a cream with diamonds,
Okay.
factory
I thought I
diamonds.
saw a video because you had the President.
Oh, that was in recent time.
Oh,
That
okay.
wasn't in
Sorry.
the 90s. And I had to sell the lot. And one thing I will say this is, if you are really, really have financial problems, I understand you got to sell stuff. Maybe keep one. Not the gold one or the most expensive. Keep one decent watch and say, okay, I'm going to now work hard. I'm just going to keep one.
Yep. Agreed.
And
'Cause it
I
hurts.
think, it hurt.
Ugh. It's like someone cutting your leg off.
The only thing worse is cars, bad cars. I had Alfa Romeo.
You had to
with
go
the
there.
silly
'Cause
speeds,
the car
the
was the
silly
reason I had to sell the watches.
And I got to be honest with you, I went Japanese after that and never looked back. I mean, Japanese, I'll be honest with you, they are boring. They like with the Alpha, you'd wake up to go and drive it in the cold because it would sound, it's just, you just loved the car.
Yeah.
A Japanese car's not like that. But geez, it's reliable.
Yeah. Whenever you get
You
a
know what
start,
I mean?
it's going to start. There's no.
Exactly.
Am I getting to work on time today? Is this going to fire up? Do I have to ask for a lift today? That's how I was with the Beamer.
So what did you have to sell? Tell me your story. Your story of misery.
Well, for me, like I told you, so for me, flipping watches, I was buying watches and selling watches so that I could build a collection. Yeah. So that was getting me the money to do that. And for me, I wanted to get a Caliber 11. So I was a McQueen fan, and I saw you with your one back in the day, and I've gone, I'm having one of them. So I finally got it, and I got it from ARCHIELUXURY, and he did a good price on it. So I ended up getting one, box, papers, a lot, and enjoyed that for, call it 6 to 8 months. And then that had to go because I had to get another car, to be honest. So that and a 6694 Oyster Date. It was in immaculate condition, original bracelet, had a leather strap with it as well. That had to go as well. So Yeah, 6694 is not the end all of Rolex, and it's one of the lower range models, but I did
How
enjoy
much
it.
you get
It was a
for it?
beautiful
How much
watch.
did you get for it?
The 6694, I got 3,
That's not bad money.
and I got it for 226, I think it was. So I made a little bit on it, but
I want to ask you this: with watches themselves, there, do you agree? They're no longer Rolex is no longer for average guy. It's
no, it's
a
gone.
big struggle.
We're outpriced, the average guy.
Tell me this: you got a house. You're quite. Your wife works. You work. You got a couple kids.
Yep.
How would your wife, if you went to her and said, "Honey, I want to buy a $10,000 watch," what would she say?
Do you have $10,000 to buy a watch?
No, honey, I want you to help me.
Look, I reckon she'd probably get on board if that was the case. If it was for, just say, my 40th, yeah? So in a couple of years, if it was coming up and I really had my heart set on something, reverso, and I said, look, there's one here. I've been after this thing for years. You know, I've flipped a little bit and I've managed to get a little bit of cash here, but I'm nowhere near it. What do you reckon for my 40th? I reckon she'd be on board.
Can I ask you something? Do you have much credit cards available funds?
I don't have a credit card. I have very, very minute amount of debt. So I reckon if I was to just grab a card, I could grab a card today and go get something. There wouldn't be an issue.
You'd have to apply for one.
Yeah, I'd have to apply for one, but I don't think there'd be an issue to get one.
Is that worth doing in case you get the call from Hourglass or?
It might be. I have to
one
go
of the Rolex dealers?
Poke my head around those particular places first.
You're wasting your time, but aren't you? Let's be honest.
Probably. In Sydney,
absolutely.
I am. I don't know about like Brisbane and Melbourne, but in Sydney, I'll be wasting my time.
Just as terrible. It's terrible here.
And you have to have a rapport.
I can't even get a Viking catalog.
Yeah. So sorry, just 1 second. I've got the kids in the background. They're making some noise.
That's okay. There's no problems. That's okay there. Just talking to our good friend Timely Behavior, guys. This show's going to go for another 12 minutes, a 2-hour show on a Tuesday. It's been a very good show. We had ABC on, we had Drew on, we had a little bit of Dis. It's been a really good show. That's cool, man. It's all cool, all cool. Tell me this, Woody, $2. Bobby on, okay, no worries there. Doesn't matter there. I got to tell you guys, it's any more comments like that and you're just going to get a timeout. Simple as that, okay? You think it's funny, but I'm just going to block you. That's all that's going to happen there, Woody. I got to tell you, could you be happy with one Rolex, like just a one watch man? Is that you or no? You could never be a one watch?
No, I'd like to have at least 3, 4, 5 nice pieces. But like we were discussing in previous shows and whatever, for me the ultimate would be getting a reverso with a small seconds, the good size Grande 80-hour power reserve. I've got the vintage Rolex for now, which is sort of scratching the itch, but I wouldn't mind an Air King at some point or an Explorer 1 or something.
Tell me this. When you see these new watches, like, do you go into the dealers and have a look around and see what you like, or?
Most of what I've been looking at is either been if someone's had one or online. I would love to go into places and just try watches on, but I just feel that if I don't have money in my pocket and I walk into these places to try it on, it's like I'm just wasting.
But they only have garbage. You're going to lose money. Like, could you walk into Breitling and get a Breitling, or how do you feel about a Breitling?
The only really big player in Breitling that does it for me is the Super Ocean, but the Heritage. Yeah. Sorry.
I walked into the Breitling.
Sorry, the kids. 1 sec. No,
it's no problem. No, it's okay. Just leave it. I don't care about the noise. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We like the noise. It doesn't matter. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, okay.
It's all good. Don't worry about the noise, man. It's all cool. Relax. The kids are great. We love the kids. Don't be up. I don't. Seriously, man. Don't worry about it. I wanted to ask you something.
Yeah.
could you, like, if you went in, I went into the one opposite Martin Place, and they said to me, "There's no discount, sir. We don't discount here, sir."
On Breitling.
Yes.
Really?
They're out of their mind. They're out of their mind. Okay. Could
Well,
you? Would
okay.
you get an IWC? Could you get an I? Would you fall for an IWC or a PAM?
IWC, there's not a lot in IWC that I like. The Spitfire, I don't mind the look of the Spitfire. But Pam, I like Pam. Pam's nice. I like my Panerai. Maybe it's an Italian thing, yeah. But I do like Panerai. A nice black dial, just standard looking Pam. Nothing outrageous. No chrono feature. Nothing. Just a nice standard Panerai, good size.
I got to be honest with you. Your wife has been pretty good. You've got two tag Hoyas, right?
Yeah, I've got the Aqua Racer with the 7750, and I've got the Ortavia, the 2020 model.
You're pretty fortunate to have those. Like, there's a lot of guys would dream of having that.
Yeah. Look, if you look at it from the point of, there's a lot of people out there that they don't have anything, I guess, more grand than a Seiko or something like that. In the watch collecting field, I'm nowhere near, but I mean, they are beautiful watches. I love them. I enjoy wearing them.
I'll be honest with you. Life is so expensive in Australia. It's like having a Ferrari. Like, you see these guys who have Ferraris or a Maserati, Ferrari or a Lamborghini, and you think that, I'll be honest with you, probably very outside of winning lotto, I don't see, even if I could afford a Ferrari, how could I afford the upkeep? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I mean, for me, probably a 3 Series, a 320 would be a stretch, right? That'd be a big stretch, actually. I'd buy a secondhand, 2 or 3 year old one. That'd be the best I could probably hope for, right?
I want to ask you some questions.
Sure,
I want to interview the Pontiff.
Yes, you can ask me anything. Go ahead.
All right, so I got a bunch of questions I was compiling over a couple of days, just that I want to ask you to find out some answers. So,
sure, we can do that.
What would be your one and done? If you had to have a one and done, right? If you had to not give up, but I mean, if you were starting out from scratch, let's say, what is the Pontiff's one and done?
Okay, for starters, let me say this to you, because the type of business I'm in, so I do the YouTube shit, right?
Yeah. Put that aside. If you were just
if I was I was back into IT, doing IT
there you
shit,
go.
Installing. Oh fuck, I hated that.
KBR, here we go again, right?
Yeah, okay. So I got to be honest with you. I actually have a lot of respect for people who are one and done. They don't have to think about what they're going to wear. They just wear the one watch. They don't have security concerns. They don't have to service 10 watches. They've just got a one and done.
Yeah.
And I've thought about it. I love Patek. I love the JLC. But I got to tell you the honest truth. Okay. If I had a one and done, it would have to be a Rolex.
Say it like you mean it, but
a Rolex. It would have
Rolex.
to be a Rolex. A Rolex. And I say
what
that sad.
Okay,
I tell you honest, I've actually thought about this so many times. Let me tell you this, and I've been there as well. I would say for me, I reckon the perfect one and done, a two-tone bluesy is absolutely perfect. That's if I was rich and just wanted one. Because I'll be honest with you, two-tone bluesy, that's 20,000 plus Australian to get one. Yeah. They're expensive.
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking about ceramic. I'd want the ceramic, okay?
I know this isn't a super chat, but I got to read this one. It's on her own time. Kelly, she says, telling Archie to put YouTube besides like asking him not to be Archie. Well done.
I got to tell you. So seriously, I would say for me, there could be a couple of watches. Let me tell you what I would say one and done for me. Bluesy would be one.
Yep.
Explorer 242, either white or black, doesn't really matter. Some sort of Rolex sub, either no date steel or a date steel. So there's 3 that could be perfect contenders.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Keep going.
Yeah. Out of
Next.
all the watches that you've seen in your time and you've played with,
Yes.
right? Because you've been
Yes.
through watches in your own collection. You know, you've seen other people's watches and you've had a go at and everything.
Yeah.
Out of all these watches that you can remember, what's the one movement from a watch that's impressed you the most, and why has it impressed you? Like, what would be the one for you? You know, you've got Pateks, you've got annual calendars, you've got world times, you've got this, you've got that.
Look, I would have to say, you know, probably I've played with a lot of watches. Yes. I would have to say probably the best. I would have to say it's 2 brands, okay? What I remember, this is my honest opinion. I reckon you'd have to say Patek and Lange.
Okay.
Patek and Lange. Like when you look at a movement, the most memorable, Patek and Lange.
And out of those 2 brands, then what movement from either one of those, like what kind of a complication then from those 2 would be for Arch?
I got to tell you seriously, when you look at a movement, right? Like honestly, if you know a bit about watches, like when you see a Rolex movement, it actually looks like shit. Okay, it's a bit like when you open the hood on a Holden, right? Even though it might be a HSV, you think, It's like when you open a hood on a. Now the problem is all these cars now have so much fucking plastic shrouds now. Everything is fucking covered in plastic. However, let me say this to you. I would have to say, when you're looking at movements, you don't necessarily want a big rotor. You know, the big, because that's the winding thing. The system that winds it is that big rotor. Yeah. So when you're looking at a display movement, it actually, that detracts from it. And I really do like the micro rotor because it's just a little thing in the corner. That's kind of how it powers it. But I would have to say the most beautiful sort of movement on watches, you'd probably have to say things like the display back on a chronograph is amazing because it's got all these bits and, you know, so a Lange 1815, Datograph, the Patek 5170s, they're probably the most beautiful because there's no rotor.
There's nothing covering up.
Exactly.
It's there for everyone to see.
No rotor, so that's probably the most beautiful, really. Okay, that's what I'd say there. Next question.
Next question. All right, cool. So the next question goes down to how well is your knowledge about James Bond?
Reasonable. Just
hang
grab
on,
these super chats here.
Super chats, yeah.
Jono, $2. Aquaterra Coaxial GMT World Timer, one and done. I think it's too busy. That was a stage where the Planet Ocean, the Aquaterra, they just did so much. I had a friend of mine who had something similar, GMT Aquaterra, just had so busy and so thick. And Kermit Frog, $2. Would you put your money in JLC or Breguet? You know what? I tell you this now. Let me say this to you. So for me, my real passion is the Pateks. I got 4 Pateks. You know what? I could have easily had 4 JLC or 4 Breguet. They are, yes, definitely. I could have done that. Now, I would still need a couple Rolex and a Moonwatch. Speaking of which, I'm going to put my Moonwatch on. I miss it. Where is it? Shit, where did I put it? I've lost it. It's in my other room. I got to tell you, seriously, JLC or Breguet, I love them. I really love the brand. I do. I could have easily gone with them as well. Yes, definitely. Sorry, next question. Tell me your question.
All right. So It was about James Bond, right? So
James
out of
Bond,
the
James
all the movies and so forth that you've seen, what's the one Bond watch that's done it for you? What's the one that stood out? Because there's a lot of this in the community, watch community, every brand
Look,
placement.
I got to tell you this seriously. I think if you look at anything modern, it's just product placement, right? You've got to really look back. If you actually go to the novels that Ian Fleming wrote, he actually had a 1016 Explorer 1. I don't know if you
Explorer 1,
know
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And the James Bond, he drove a Bentley. He didn't drive an
Yes.
Aston Martin. So there's a few little key.
But in the movie, he did drive a Bentley in the beginning of Doctor No. He transitions from the Bentley, and I think he still has it in From Russia with Love, but you don't get to see it. And then in Goldfinger, he transitions.
I got to tell
Ted,
you,
$5.
Juco Ted, $5. How many days? Many days I wake up, think Moonwatch and sub. That is done collection. 100%. Let me just tell you this. Sorry, I want to add something on, okay?
Yeah.
You said to me, one and done, one and done. What I found
Mhm.
really, really powerful is when I see a collection that just pops for me. Like we had that guy with the 4 watches, the Moonwatch, Explorer 1, Paddock,
And the
and the
JLC.
Reverso. Those
Yep.
4, that really impresses me. Just the power of those 4. You know what I mean? That really, really impresses me more than having a Nautilus, an Aquanaut, a Gold this, because you just know the guy would be a real asshole in life. Whereas someone who's got those 4 pieces, you think, it's just so beautiful. So
But
with
it's
James
beautiful
Bond, I
seeing
got to
it
tell you,
together.
I tell you honestly, I think honestly, you got to say the 5508. I've actually owned a 5508. That's the no crown guard sub.
Yeah.
I had one. It was I bought it. I actually sold it the same day I bought it. It was butchered. Some idiot had converted it into a 2-tone.
Okay. Why?
And
Don't touch them. Leave them
I know,
alone.
because it was a worthless watch. He wanted to dress it up. That was his fun watch. And it was a watch dealer who did it. Can you believe this?
Oh.
And he put gold bits on the dial.
Oh.
Yeah, don't even get me started, okay? Yeah. But I reckon the 5508 just original. The funny thing is, I don't know if you've actually watched the original James Bond movies again.
Yeah.
But if you start watching the old ones, you think, shit, that's a DB5.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful car. You think that car's worth $2 million. You look, oh wow, look at this. It's quite funny how I quite enjoy looking at these old movies.
Yeah.
They're quite enjoyable. You pick up little
My
things
wife
that
hates
you never...
watching movies with me because I'm always going and picking out the watches and stuff as, a scene will go past and you'll see a hand go like that. And I'll go, hey, reverso, duo. And then she's like, hates it. For me, it would have to be the Bond vintage.
I think Bond went bad when Roger Moore came in because they went Seiko-ish.
He didn't at first. He started off, if you look at, I think it's Live and Let Die, he's wearing a Submariner as well. He's wearing the next model up. I don't know the reference number, but it's similar to Connery's, but it's the more modern version of it. And then from there, he starts, he does a couple movies in a subby, and then goes into, I think it's what was the gold digital red Hamilton?
Yeah, just hang on one tick. Just one tick.
Yep.
It's funny you say that because I've got the perfect book here, James Bond and His World.
So I'm going off memory. Okay.
The official companion to Ian Fleming's creation.
Nice.
Actually, this book was a $2 book at a bin, a discount bin. Can you believe that?
Well,
it's it tells you all the little facts about Bond.
Go on, go through. Let's have a look. I reckon, from memory, Roger Moore in his first movie or two. I know 100% in Live and Let Die he's wearing it, but I can't remember in his second movie. I think he's wearing it as well. There you go. One of the punters in Live and Let Die wore a 5513.
Yeah, that's the no date sub. Correct. Yes.
And
yes,
then
yes.
he did wear a digital red digital watch. I think it was a Hamilton.
Mm, mm.
Yeah, and then there was the Seikos.
Yes. This is a fabulous book. There, I actually, you know what, this is a fantastic book. It's got all the details about titbits if you're into titbits. But yeah, no,
Keep going. I can hear you.
James Bond.
Yeah, I've
Oh, you
got the
got the
whole.
original. You got the whole set.
I read
The-
them. I love them.
Oh,
Yeah, because then
wow.
they're different from the movie itself.
Yeah.
There's
Of course
difference
they
in
are. They're
things.
very different. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, yeah. You sort of see these things here. Next
Oh, sorry,
question.
Pulsar, not Hamilton. There you go. One of the
Pulsar.
punters.
That's right. The Pulsar. They were expensive. And he had the TV watch. Remember, he had the Seiko TV
Yep.
watch.
Seiko
on
TV.
stage?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Here's another one for you. Another good
Yes.
question. Okay.
Yes.
You know how a lot of watch brands now they're doing a remake on one of their own existing watches. So
Sure.
Longines, they're bringing out. They've got a heritage range. Breguet's done a few. Everyone's bringing out heritage. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's your? Don't worry about price. Just in watch
Yeah.
itself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Heritage, right? Remake or original?
Yeah.
What's Archie's choice?
Look, I got to tell you, the originals, of course, are very collectible and they're worth a lot of money. Okay.
Yeah.
However, I got to tell you, you know what? I like the modern stuff because it's so usable. You don't have to be scared. It's not a historic thing. Like
Warranty.
realistically, if you had a 5508, there's no way in the world you'd take that bastard anywhere near the sea, yet alone swim with it, you know, because it's so valuable.
Yeah.
Right? So I honestly got to tell you, I really do like a lot of the remakes because they've got a lot of improvements. The other thing is too, you got to look back at some of these remakes. So the original watches, they weren't very good. Like the Monaco, it actually was pretty shitty. The chronograph was kind of a compromise. It was kind of shitty. Very expensive to get it.
If some hot breath went onto the watch, it would fike out because it had no water resistance.
Yeah, look, the Monacos themselves, they're notoriously difficult to service, the vintage ones. So in many ways, I like the more modern stuff because you don't have to worry about it. It's got modern seals, and often they've been brought up a bit in size. They got some modern. It's kind of like a retro car. Like yes, it's like the original, but it's got aircon and electric windows.
ABS.
You know what I mean? Stuff like
Safety
airbags.
features.
You know, so kind of cool shit. So I got to be honest with you. I do love vintage. Okay, I do love vintage, and I love retro. I do love retro, but I'm definitely modern because I want to use my shit. I don't really want to museum it. I want to use
See, for me, this is great because these are questions I've always wanted to know, but I've never really had any contact with you at all to ask the questions.
No, that's cool. Fire away.
If anyone wants to fire any questions at Archie, go now.
They can
super chat. Let's get some questions going.
Super chat. Yeah. Ask me next
because
question.
now is the time while he's he's
sort of-
in the mood. Let's.
Exactly.
What's your Grail piece? Don't worry about money. What's the one piece you would take right now?
I got to tell you, seriously, Grails are interesting things, right? And I remember, I always like to look back on history. I'm nearly 50, okay? So I remember I used to have a bit of depression and that there. And what I did is I'd say to myself, what would happen? Like, this is always a good trick if you got depression. What happens if I won lotto? How would I spend 5 million or 2 million or 1 million? You know what I mean?
Mm.
And I remember I was swimming in Pattaya in a pool. And I remember thinking, what would I want? What would be my watch? And it was actually the world time I got now. That was my Grail. You know what I mean? And I got to tell you, the chance of me getting it at the time was the chance of me winning lotto because it was so out of reach. There's no way in the world I could afford it, yet alone So it's kind of funny. I wanted that. I thought that's what and I remember I even wrote a message to my brother and I said, I want one of these. And he's not a
Yeah.
watch, he's not really into watches, but I actually put it to paper.
So he doesn't
So-
understand.
No,
Yeah.
he wears a Bauman Mercier, you know.
Okay, he really doesn't understand.
He really doesn't understand.
Yeah.
Actually, be
No,
honest,
they're
with
all right. Yeah,
Bauman
all right.
Mercier is not complete.
I had one.
They're
Here we go.
okay.
Super chat, $5. Corrado.
Corrado Galazio, $5. Thoughts on the newer JLC Master Control Geographic? I think it's too chunky and big. To be completely honest with you, it's kind of a bit chunky. Is that wrong to say that? I think
All
the
right.
world time really.
Some people like a bit of heft on their wrist, and some people don't. I
Yeah.
like to have mine a bit more slimmer, let's say. Makes it a bit
Yeah,
easier to wear. It doesn't slosh around on the wrist when you're moving around. You don't feel a heft. But
exactly.
To each their own.
Actually, JLC. Sorry, I might have confused this. Hang on. Master Control.
bring it up. Let's have a look.
It's the JLC Master Control Geographic. Sorry, I've actually confused it with the compressor, Master Compressor. You know the Master? That's the chunky monkey. Chunky monkey. Chunky monkey. I got to tell you, this here. Okay, so this is what he's talking about. It's a little bit odd how they've got the world, kind of the window down the bottom.
Yeah.
Actually, to be totally honest with you, it's not my cup of tea,
No.
but it is kind of cool.
Something about
Yeah.
the dials throwing me off, though. There's something there. You know what it looks
I-
like? I know what it is.
Yeah.
It looks like a smiling face is what it is. Have a look at it.
Like a clown face. It
Yep,
does a
there
bit
you go.
there.
Well, sorry
Here
if
we
I just
go.
ruined it for you.
Verdaro, Mr. Tudor to you, $2. Grail, you ask, is the one you're is the one you're chasing next? That's what he's saying. I got to tell you, seriously, Timely, I want to say this to you. So Grails, so when you talk about Grails, I've actually been very careful not to use that term because I want to be grateful for what I got.
Yeah.
I remember in the swimming pool thinking to myself, I really like the platinum one, but that's ridiculous. I'd go for white gold. And I had the white gold one.
Yeah,
And
but
then I
you
got the
yellow gold.
yellow. Yeah. I actually prefer the yellow because it looks more vintagey. That's what I liked about it. More vintagey. That's just being completely honest with you.
To me,
But
it's
look,
more bling.
What's your
White
grail?
gold.
What is your grail? See, the thing is, I got to tell you this. A grail now, for a lot of guys, can be a steel submariner.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be platinum. Like for me, a Richard Mille, I like Richard Mille, don't get me wrong, but I don't have to have one. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't have to have one. That's not really a grail. It's kind of think, yeah, like even a platinum Daytona, I got to be totally honest with you, I'd probably prefer it in steel. Just because it's usable, and I'm just talking like for myself,
Yeah.
I love Rolex in steel. I really do love steel. Thank you. There. Just having some deliveries there. Morning.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Morning tea. There we go there. I got to tell you, in all honesty, I think now, you know what? When you ask me a grail, okay, you've always got to have a grail, okay? So I got to be honest, I'm very grateful that I have my world time. I'm very grateful. And I don't want to disrespect it by saying I want this, I want that, I want this. But I would say, the funny thing is, I don't want to get rid of my world time to fund the next grail. I'm actually happy just to be content, okay? Yeah. I would say to you, I'd probably say a 2-reg Patek chronograph, or the one JJ's got. He's got the annual calendar, 5960 platinum. That would be superb. Chronograph, annual calendar in platinum. Phew, that's a super grail. To me, I've got my grail that I wanted, and I'm actually quite content.
I think you look at it, yeah.
I got to be honest with you. I think sometimes I know people who are super rich. Okay, I know people who've got super collections, and I got to tell you something. one friend of mine, I actually said to him, I said, when's enough? When is enough? And he says, there's never enough.
It's never enough. That's the problem with the hobby.
And I don't think that's correct. I think there is enough.
Oh,
You can't.
yeah, and then
Look,
you get the itch
if I got
again,
an
and then-
inheritance, I'd buy something else. But you know what? In many ways, I think you got to try and find some contentness in it.
Yeah. For
The funny
me,
thing
I
is-
would get it's for me. It's the JLC for when I turn 40. If I can get it before, fantastic. But that's my my next big. That's what I want. But if I was to get to the age where I'm retiring from work, yeah, and I want that one piece just to celebrate, you know, a lifetime of working and all that crap, and the kids are grown up and all that, you know, when you get to that age, for me, I would probably go for a 5196 in yellow gold. Classic style, beautiful size, yellow gold, because I don't want to, like, for me, white gold is nice.
Can I tell
but
you
it-
this? Can I
it's
tell you
undercover.
something? Can I tell you something? I know exactly what you're saying. When I used to have a job, I wasn't very good. I used to do a lot of time surfing on the net. I love surfing. Okay?
Yeah, I remember the videos.
And I got to tell you, there's a watch forum which isn't very popular now, but it used to called Timezone. All these, it was a very popular forum, but it's sort of not so popular now. But there was two guys I can remember. I've actually printed out their posting because I loved them so much. One guy, for his anniversary, his wife got him a 5396. That's an annual calendar rose gold paddock.
Yep.
And there was another guy called Dave in Wales. And Dave in Wales had the same watch I've got. I've actually got a 5127. He had a 5127 in rose gold. And Dave, you can actually search Dave in Wales. He got it. He always loved. He wanted a paddock. He retired.
Yep.
He got this paddock, and then after a couple years of ownership, he sold it. This is typical English guy. He sold it so he didn't have to burden his wife with selling it when he died.
Yeah.
And that was Dave in Wales. And I kind of, like that story, it kind of haunted me for years. Because that's what he did. He's just a normal guy. He had a paddock that I had, which I understand. That was for a normal guy, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And I loved his story. I like the stories. I really like the stories more so than fancy wancy watches.
I do like the stories behind it, because you get a lot of people, they've had watches given to them by relatives and so forth. Like, you know, you watch some stories of people of this was my grandfather's, you know, and he for example fought in a war and went through this battle and did this and da 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 da, and then, you know, there's a lot of history behind it, a lot of heritage.
I got to
It's
tell
nice.
you, the funny thing is I sold a lot of watches off because I can't afford to just keep them. And people said, what watch did you really want back? If you could have any watch back, what would you want back? And the funny thing is that was that annual calendar, the 5035. When I think about it, that's the one I really, really wanted back. In fact, let me tell you this. I wanted it back so badly. In my house, in my study, I've actually got a photo of that watch framed. I'll show
Nice.
you.
Guys, if you want to have any questions answered, now is the time. Super chat the man, and he will answer whatever he needs to answer.
Here you
Let's
go.
get this
was
happening.
the photo there. That was my annual calendar. When I didn't own it, I had this as just a remembrance plaque.
Nice.
That's what I had. It's my little remembrance plaque. It was a gold watch and had a gold frame. And I just remembered this watch, and I got it back. And you know, the funny thing is, when I had it, I always thought maybe it's a bit small. But then when I missed it, when I didn't have it, I really missed for it. And then when I got it back, I thought, you know what, maybe I should sell it. But no, don't sell it. Keep it.
Keep it.
You know what? I got it back. That's it. You know, I got to be honest with you. I've learned to start to be grateful for what you've got instead of thinking about what you don't have.
Wise words.
Yeah, that's what I've. The funny thing is,
you've been around the watch game. Let's be honest, right?
And I got to tell you one thing for sure is never discount Rolex. It is always so amazing. Like a Rolex itself. Like when MJT said to me, I can get you any Rolex. What do you want? So naturally, it had to be steel because the cost per bang, you know, the bang per but, and I can't afford solid gold. And I thought about it. What would I want? What do I want? And I thought, you know what? I really like a Daytona. I thought, you know what? I don't even really want the Daytona.
Super chat, $2.
I wanted a sub. Watch is 24, $2. Arch, you remember Walt Odet's review of the Explorer 1 on Time Zone? Yes. Walt Odets, he wrote a very scathing review. He said he doesn't think it's worth the money. And the Rolex community got really fucked off with him because he basically said it's not really that special. That's what he said. He said it's nothing. And he was right.
It's a tool watch.
Yeah, but he was saying, why would you buy that instead of an Oyster Perpetual? That's what he said.
Yeah.
And he's basically right, okay? Yeah. That's a legendary review. He actually did quite a few reviews. He actually he tore into them. But I got to tell you this honestly, when I got the chance to get any Rolex back, I thought, what do I really want? Forget the hype. And I thought, you know what, a sub would be cool. And I thought, you know what? Instead of going for the no date, I'll go for the date. The date is actually, because I always bought the no date because they were substantially cheaper. Now there wasn't much price difference because the no dates become cool. And I remember, I don't know if you know Paul Cliffero, you know, the financial advisor.
Yeah. Yep.
I remember him being on the cover of Money, one of the magazines, albeit something, and he had the no date sub, and I thought, you stingy bastard, you didn't even get the date. You know?
Yeah.
And
the guy's fucking loaded, and he's buying the no date.
Yeah. But I got to tell you, in all honesty, I think you got to have a Rolex. If I tell you honestly, I reckon seriously, the most happiest I've been, and I don't know if I am this happy or not, is probably when I had 3 watches. I reckon that's the most happiest, okay?
3 pieces.
I had a Patek 5107, white gold Calatrava.
Yeah.
A Explorer 1, 14270, Sapphire Explorer 1, and a Datejust. Perfect 3-piece combo.
So here's another question I wanted to ask you as well, because on watch forums, whether it's Watch UC or Facebook or wherever, right? It's all about what's happening with Rolex, the market, the hype, this, that. Everyone reckons a bubble's going to burst. Everyone reckons, there's people for and against. My question to you is, what do you think is going to happen over the next 10 years?
Sub. I can't handle not wearing him. I love him. You know that? I really love my sub. Sorry, so you're asking me what do you think is going to happen over the next 10 years with Rolex? Because personally, what I think is they've learnt from the mistakes that Panerai made in the 2000s. So Pam was the shit, right? Everyone wanted it. You know, it was hard to it wasn't that hard to get, but I mean, it was the biggest. Yeah, if you had a Panerai, you were collectible. People were buying multiple Pams. That was the first.
But then they flooded the market, etc.
Too many limited. Yeah, I got to tell you what I think is going to happen. Let me tell you what's going to happen. Okay. I think. Now, there's no guarantees, okay? They can't. But I really think what's happened is we are in a very interesting period of time, okay? I really think what's going to happen is we're going to see, we've had this COVID. There might be there's going to be some other nasty virus and that there. And I think there's a certain ability you want to have something. What can you buy that's easy to transport, will retain its value? There's not many items you can buy new, go to another country, and get your money back or even make a small profit. There's not many items. Cars have a title. You can't hide a car, okay?
Not gonna happen.
And it's also massive size. You've got storage cost, all sorts of things. The only thing that does it is really watches. Okay, gold bullion. You try taking a bar of gold, a bar of gold is about like $80,000 for a kilo of gold. You try taking it to another country. Ding, 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 ding. Money laundering.
Yeah.
You'll just go crazy. But you wear an $80,000 watch through, no problems. So I think watches are I think what's going to happen is this. What you're finding is in Asia, death duties, we don't realize this, but who were the people who founded the luxury market? It's actually the Japanese. They were the first luxury market. Okay, they were the first ones who.
Okay.
That's where Louis Vuitton. That's why they have so many stores in Japan. So what happened is you've got 40% death duties in Japan. So what you want to try and do is have off-ledger money. You put it in the bank, you're going to earn less than 1%. You don't want to put it in the bank because inflation will eat it. You want something you can buy which will keep pace. Watches are perfect. So I honestly think, I reckon these watches, I don't think it's not going to be like 10 times your investment, but I think they will keep pace with inflation and steadily rise more than inflation. So I really think it's a hedge. I think you'll find the elite classes, like this, we're talking people who are upper middle and above, will use watches as a means to hide money. Death duties. England's got death duties, 40% death duties. Everything over £400,000 is 40% death duties. You've got Japan, 40%. Korea, 40 to 60%. Many, many countries have death duties. How do you hide money? If you get divorced, in the Western world, it's really geared against the person who doesn't have the kids. The one who has the kids gets the bulk of the assets.
Yeah.
You want to have some hidden assets. Watches are perfect. Transportable. You want something that is wanted. It's got to be saleable. You can't just buy something. It's got to be something that is saleable easily. And to be honest with you, Rolex, I think Patek is actually rising. Just looking at prices today, I'm stunned. We looked at Drew Peacock. Those things there, when I bought my 5196, so I bought that a year before COVID, we agreed on a price, $13,500. Now, there was a no papers one for 16 something. So you can see the prices. Now, you could always say chrono's overpriced. Yes, but what I'm saying is the cheapest on chrono compared to then and now, it's gone up. That's what I'm trying to say there.
$2 super chat.
Hypermite Frog, $2. Thoughts on Japanese luxury fruit? That's where they have these square watermelons.
Yeah.
Ridiculous things.
It gets grown inside the container
Exactly.
shape. Yeah, I've seen that before.
And expensive melons. They have some ridiculous. I don't understand it. Obviously, fruit doesn't last forever. What can you do with fruit? But I got to tell you, in all honesty, I don't see watch prices really going down.
I don't see the Rolex train slowing down anytime soon. I mean, like you had with producer Mark, he was saying it's going to slow down.
I don't think Submariner will be. I don't think this will be. The funny thing is this, okay? It's all about inflation. You could look back in time and say you could buy a Rolex for $200. Well, actually, the reality is Rolex has always been X number weeks' wages. They've never been cheap, okay? Remember this, John Lennon gave Cynthia Lennon, that's because he married Yoko, he gave her £100,000 in the late 60s. But a Ferrari, John Lennon's first car was a Ferrari 330. He paid £6,400 for it. So
Yeah.
he gave her 16 Ferrari equivalents. Do you understand? So when you say £100,000, you think that's not a fortune, but it was a fortune when you relate it to the price of what you could buy it at the time. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think Rolexes themselves, I think it'll just keep going like it is. Will it explode further? I don't know if it'll explode further. Like the multipliers that are, I think it's they go up. I think they'll always be in demand there for the next 50 to 100 years. That's the way I see it. Now, I'm not. How long have I got left? I'm nearly 50. I probably got 30 years left, 30, 40 years left if I'm lucky.
I'm
So,
almost 40. What are you trying to tell me?
well, I'm just saying, how long are we going to live for? You don't know, see? You see what I mean? We don't
Don't
know.
depress everyone. They're already
But
depressed
I'm just
enough. There's
saying,
no
like
supercuts.
my dad's 73. He said that he doesn't care about investment return because he doesn't want to put anything into investments because he wants the money
Now. He doesn't want to. There's not going to be later to see the return.
He may not have 10 years to, if he makes a mistake, to hold until he gets his money back. He can't afford that time because he's coming to the end. And that's the reality. You've got to realize this. So I got to be honest with you. I think it's going to be snafu, situation normal, all fucked up. That's the way I see it. So I think a Rolex will always be expensive, overpriced. It'll always seem overpriced. The reality is, let me tell you this. I got a friend of mine. He got a Pepsi from a dealer. They are only giving those to you if you buy other crap.
Yeah. A lot of people that I've spoken to, you have to go in and buy a whole bunch of other stuff before they'll let you get to the hot pieces.
So he basically got 3 watches. He spent $250,000. He got a Black Dial Explorer 2, which, to be honest with you, big deal. He got a Black Dial Sky Dweller two-tone, big deal. And then he got a Pepsi. With the Pepsi, Steel Pepsi is amazing, yes. To be completely honest with you, he obviously, that's why he sold me the Tudor, because he was buying shit just to get his numbers up. You know, the Tudor Black Bay I bought.
Sirocco sales, $5.
The one guarantee in life is Archie will explode at some stage. That's exactly it. But I got to tell you,
I've seen many Archie Explodes videos, and they've been bloody entertaining. And I just hope it's never directed at me. Holy crap! From what I've seen,
I got to tell you, I think watches themselves. I think the Submariner, you know, like what's a Submariner now? These are kind of like 22 in Australia, 16 US sort of money.
Yeah.
That's kind of, you know, I think they'll kind of hold. I can't see them. It's supply and demand. Supply and demand. And I think it's still reachable. I mean, 20, 30,000 you could always get.
Yeah.
I think they're a lot more special now than they used to be. You used to be able to get a sub. You could have a sub, and a normal guy could have a sub, and a GMT, something else, an Explorer, and a Speedy, and a few other things. Now, to get one sports steel Rolex is a major
but onto what you were saying before, right? How hard is it for a lower middle working class guy to get a Rolex? Is it obtainable? Like you just said, to go somewhere and buy one, you have to buy all these other pieces first, before they'll even consider selling to you.
So you're really better off just paying grey market premium.
Yeah. Unless you have a bit of brains to you or something, and the pieces that you buy, you're able to flip them and get your money or make money back or whatever.
Hard. That's very hard because they've factored that in. That in. And initially, when you start sucking up to the dealer, he gives you no discount on garbage.
True.
That's what happens. And I got to tell you, you know, there are some good buys there. There are some good things to buy.
Yep.
You've just got to. The truth is, you know, I think people, these things, it's a bit like gambling. A normal gambler, he doesn't want to gamble. You might say to him, well, why don't you just take $20 a week for the pokies?
Yeah.
But he doesn't get the rush unless he puts his whole week's wages through.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's got to hurt.
And that's why it has to hurt.
Mm.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. You could say, well, look at you. You should be more than grateful. You've got a couple Hoyas, tag Hoyas. You should be more than grateful. You're a very lucky man. But as we just feel we want more. We want Rolex. Then when you get Rolex, you want something more. It's never enough. And that's why I think you got to take stock and say, you know what? I don't have to have the best. I don't have to have. See, for me, I was happy with any Pateks. I didn't really care about yellow gold, white gold, rose gold. That was always secondary. It was the watch I was more interested in.
Yeah.
People sometimes get too fussy. Beggars can't be choosers. I wanted them at a good price. That was more important than the finer details there. But I think for normal people, unfortunately, these things are very expensive. I think it's going to become like, it's kind of like having in the old days, a BMW was actually very expensive to have because interest rates were 20%.
Yeah.
Okay. But a Rolex, you could walk in and get a Rolex. So see, now BMW is easy to get. Like you can actually get a nice looking BMW for say you got 20 grand.
Oh.
You could get some.
Sorry, Sarge in the comments. Hello.
Yep. You can get a nice one. What do you reckon for a nice BMW? What do you need to spend to get a reasonable one?
Oh.
Mind you, car prices are crazy now, so that may not be the best time.
Australian, I'd say, what, 70, 80, something good?
That's new, isn't it? What about second
new.
hand?
Second hand. I've learned my lesson. I'm not getting another BMW. What, 30, 40? Cook K, $8.
Ison posted a video about his Amiga 2255.80. Pull it up. Great bang for your buck diver. Beautiful blue dial and more subtle wave pattern. I quite like the Omega Seamaster diver there. Just give me that number there. So it's an Amiga.
Yeah. 2255.
2255.80.
Correct.
Let's get this back.
Bring this baby up.
You know, I actually like it on the rubber. That on the rubber, it actually really does pop. It really pops on the rubber. Share screen. Let's get this up. What do you think of that? It's a lovely little watch.
Yeah.
Electric
nice.
blue. I got to tell you honestly, I don't think it compares to a Submariner. If you could get a Submariner, you probably would. You know,
that was going to be one of the questions as well. Seamaster versus Sub.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Sub.
I already know the answer to that one.
Yeah, you'd have to go Sub. I mean, the Seamaster itself, it's a great watch, but it's not in the same league as a Rolex Submariner. Mind you, I love the Speedy. See, the funny thing is, Omega left the Speedy be. Rolex let the Submariner be.
True.
And Rolex with their Daytona, they kept changing it. Like they're very different from the manual wind ones, you know. And then Omega, they've had so many Seamasters, different trends, you know. I remember GoldenEye when they had the BMW Z3. Jesus, I love the Z3.
Yep.
I want that, particularly that blue. They were
that like ice
so
blue.
Cool. Yeah, it was a kind of a weird blue. It was I love cars. Do you love cars?
Yeah, I'm a car. Oh, I told you, my father was a mechanic for years, so I grew up playing around with cars. And
this was it here. That's the blue. That's the blue. That's the one.
And back in the day, that was a nice looking car when it first came out. You see it on the big screen.
Yeah, it was only a 1.8 litre. Did you know that? It was actually a bit under.
Yeah, my friend's got one. Little motor. Needs to get his roof redone.
Yeah, you can buy these cheap now, can't you?
Yeah, relatively cheap, I guess. They're not that expensive.
I like these wheels. These wheels were my favorite. These little cutout wheels.
Yeah.
They look like the steel wheels, except they were alloys. The Z4, I liked the Z4. Did you like the Z4?
The Z4
I like.
is like this car after
See,
it's
I
had
don't like the
steroids and
chicken
gone to
wire
the gym.
grill. The chicken wire. This is the new one. They got the chicken wire grill there. I never understood
I'm not
that.
a fan of that. I like their original kidney.
But this is their older one. They were kind of very nice looking machine.
Yeah, I saw that
The
one at the
sad
motor show
thing
when it
is,
came out.
you know, Mercedes had the SLK.
Yeah.
They've stopped making them. I don't know if you're aware of that.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah, actually, I'll tell you something else amazing. You know, Lexus.
Yeah.
In Australia, they stopped bringing in the IS.
Oh yeah.
That's stupid. That's the only one that looks
That's
any
their
good.
big seller. That's the bread and butter.
Exactly. I don't understand. They
wants to. What do you think about an A209 Cabriolet?
A what? Sorry.
An A209 Cabriolet.
What the hell's that?
I don't know. Bring it up. Sard's asking.
A209. What is he talking about? What the hell's an
Oh.
A209? Oh,
Ah.
this is what it is. That's a CLK in my book.
There you go.
Yeah, I love
He
it.
knows his model numbers well, doesn't he? On the Germans.
Well, my friend had the 4-door version of this. This was the W211. The circle headlight ones.
Yeah.
They weren't that good. You know, the funny thing is, Mercedes had the 3.2-liter engine.
Yep.
Then they went to the 350 V6. The V6 apparently was a compromise. And these here, they were at a time when Mercedes was in bed with Daimler. Remember Daimler?
Yeah.
So that they kind of... Did you know the Daimler Roadster? You know that Roadster they brought out? The Daimler... Sorry, you know the Chrysler Roadster. Chrysler.
Yeah.
You know that?
Yeah.
That's based on a CLK.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's because they were with Mercedes at the time. They shared technology. And did you know?
Yeah, I know that, but they've always been in bed with each other since the old days.
No.
Yeah.
Only in the 90s.
But they were.
That marriage was in the
back in the
90s.
day.
No, in the 90s. Only 90s. No.
Oh no, I'm thinking Daimler. Yeah, Daimler Chrysler back in the day.
No,
Yeah. Sorry,
no. That was that's different. But
yep.
let me tell you this. You know, the 300C, that's actually based on a Mercedes E-Class underpinnings. You know, the chunky 300, that's what that uses.
Yeah.
What do I think of them? Look, I love them. I always love these Mercedes. The problem is a lot of just annoying electrical problems. I think a Mercedes, it's a good car for 10 years. After that, it's just going to have annoying $1,000 repair.
Same as any other European car. 10 years and then everything starts falling apart.
Exactly.
Let's be honest,
and it's
right?
death by paper cuts, death by 1,000 cuts. $1,000 thing breaks, the radiator goes, this hose goes. It's all $1,000 a pop. And you know, Mercedes, they had a terrible phase where they actually had a biodegradable wiring loom. And that starts to fucking disintegrate.
Yeah.
That was in the 90s. I think 93 to 99. Those phase of cars, they had this biodegradable wiring loom, and the plastic just basically comes off and it starts shorting out on everything. Just shit. Mercedes used to be quality. They're not really. You know, the W123, that's what I loved. The W123s, they were Mercedes. That was the last kind of the Beirut taxi, W123, these things. They were classy. And
yeah, nice.
They're old now, but they're old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're old.
I've got a jet in a couple minutes, Arch.
Hey, man, I'm going to wrap this baby up. It's been a great chat with you. Thank you so much for coming on. 2 hours 45. GB,
Hang on.
$2.
$2.
Arch, find you a Lexus LS400. That's the original. The LS400 was the original. They came out in the late 80s. And I
Yep.
love the LS400. They're actually becoming semi-collectible. A little bit old, but they're 30 years old now.
Yeah.
I mean, any car, nothing lasts forever. You do realize that, don't you?
Yeah, and on cars, you start to get things perish on them over a period of time. Plastic components
rubbers.
and stuff. Yeah,
and
becomes more of a headache.
You know, I was looking after a Pagoda Mercedes. You know, that's the Pagoda
Yeah.
roof one.
Yeah.
I got to be totally honest with you. I loved it. I loved that car so much. But you know something? It couldn't keep up with modern traffic.
No, yeah. I did some nice photos on one of them. It was manual.
That was the 280. I had the 230, which was actually they were a little bit
Small.
The 280 was the
yeah.
best. The 280 was the best.
And the 280, it was in manual, and I was.
But you know the
lucky enough
280,
to
it also had the disc brakes. The 230, it had drums at the rear, so that was it wasn't very good at stopping. Okay, well, it wasn't as good as the 280. The 280 had a lot of improvements to it.
Well, the 280, it was a nice cruiser. It had a bit of punch to it as well, being manual. Had a bit of torque to it for an old car. But it was just one of those showstoppers. You pull up at a traffic light and everyone's just looking at it.
Yeah, no. Totally, because
this had the crimson interior, and it was that off white, sort of leaning towards.
I
cream.
saw your photo. I actually had this one better color. I had a blue, metallic-y silver blue,
I saw that,
which was absolutely
the stunner.
Beautiful. But you know what? It was a real bastard. Every time you needed to warm it up for 5 minutes. You never just jumped in and drove.
Nope.
Ooh.
Nope.
It's like starting a 90-year-old man up. You just very carefully, you know. Okay, wrap this baby up. See you tomorrow, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye. There we go. That's a good little bit of car talk.